Good morning, day, night, evening, afternoon, guys. Welcome on. Today we're gonna continue the Occultist, the 3 weeks of the Occultist, and yeah, I wanna like get through all of normal at least today. Do like all the expansions, right, all the content there. So we're gonna like probably be around like level 55 at the end of that, and at that point decide whether or not like Tricks of Law is a good leveling skill at this point in the game or not, with like the current buffs. And yeah. So last time I got like the Memory Devotion, right? I got the Manticore Devotion almost, but not quite yet. Obviously we like started with the Jackal and Eel to get like the red and blue affinity and also some movement speed. However, later on I will probably switch out Jackal for Ghoul for like more leech. And like another way you could sustain yourself would be either with Guardian's Gaze, right, or also with a Behemoth. I think on hardcore Behemoth is probably slightly better. But there's some like flexibility here. You could like either go for Gaze or for Behemoth, because Gaze also like actually is really good leech to go with Ghoul. Gaze is a bit more like conversion dependent though, right? So if you have like Chaos to Acid conversion gear from I don't know, like maybe some other items that you're gonna get later on, then Gaze becomes better. But if you don't have that, then it's not that good, right? Chris Joe, thanks for the prime. Welcome back. 34 months already. Welcome. Better colors in your opinion? Yeah, that's true too. For sure. I mean, you can still play Gaze and like, obviously you always play Abomination and Yugo, right? You want to get both of these, like that's always what you want to do. But I would have to agree that currently on the current patch, like Behemoth is probably the safer play. But there might be like a buff to Guardian's Gaze in the future, or maybe like a nerf to Giant's Blood, and then it would like change around, I would say. Like, it's kind of like patch dependent probably. Anyway, let's just start gaming, right? So we are at the Amalgamation, right? It's like gonna be like the next thing to do here. So welcome on, Vice, Zoroxo, and Iris Numek. Welcome guys. Okay, hang on, let me close all these devotion pages I was looking at. Yeah. Also, I would say if you wanna like play this kind of like spam jigs of like character, right? And then the, well, like top 2 classes you would go for would be Sentinel or Witch Hunter, like Sentinel being Oathkeeper secondary and Witch Hunter being Nightblade secondary. Nightblade is kind of like only good in my opinion for like spam tricks of Ally, where Sentinel you can play for both spam as well as like cooldown, like focus gaze style tricks of Ally. Start gaming, so time for grimtools, yeah, exactly. Hang on, did we change the music? I think I like already listened to this last time. Let's go with something a little bit more energetic, but we like maybe put it down like a little bit as well. Is this too quiet? This is better maybe. There we go. Captain QC, welcome on. Okay, kill all the eggs. Sadeg. Your summer grab. Yeah. Starting this week, I'll generally try to have like a little bit earlier schedule again. I'm also like gonna stop streaming a bit earlier. No more like 1 o'clock streams. Because I do have to be a little bit more responsible with like my exams being around the corner. But yeah, at least for like this month. We'll see. It's gonna like be like some more streams in March probably. But in February it's gonna be like only 2 a week, and like probably around like 2 a week only, yeah. Viascore lag plates, I think I was selling, like I'd sold these earlier on accident, and well, we're getting another one, so this would be a nice pair of pants for terrifying gaze. However, there's one problem, right? And the problem being this one having Aether resistance and this one having Vitality resistance, and I really don't need that, but I need Aetherus. So, yeah. Let's put a point here. Yo, Plasma Strike, how are you doing, man? It's rare to see you on this early. How are you doing, man? Dude, the Reeks Evil Eye is... I mean, it was... I think okay in the past. Not that amazing. Especially not spam. I think like cooldown was always like fine to level with. But spam, not so much. But like they buff it like twice consecutively, right? And... similar to how they buffed like Penalty like crazy, it's... like we have 47k DPS level 36, like what the hell, dude? Like literally like one-shotting everything. This is just... I don't know, man, like recent power creep in this game has been a bit... yeah. On impact, Reeks Evil Eye visual is still unchanged, 0 to 10 skill. When you have conversion gear, you mean? The only thing that's not changed is the fragments of Wild Eruption, I think. Everything else they managed to change finally. Time to go veteran, yeah, maybe. I was already like kind of like jokingly suggesting that maybe like in the next league we should like remove normal and like just have two, like just have veteran, right? And normal is just removed. But I mean, some people would riot, that's for sure. But yeah, I guess you could even play veteran right now because like things are gonna like die. Like look at this, right? Like this just like insta dying, this guy. But like veteran only gives like 10% more XP, right? I mean 10% more XP when you kill everything like about the same speed-wise is still 10% more XP, right? Yo, Slick, welcome, welcome. Looks like they're shooting a P-ball. It's an evil P-ball though, right? It's an ancient evil P-ball. Dreeg's Ancient Evil. I should like rename this Dreeg's Ancient Evil. Also, I am noticing that I'm out of energy now. What did I change? I think I had ectoplasm in my helmet earlier, right? Time to go full spirit, I guess. So, okay, you're like absolutely wrecking stuff, but at least you're energy gated. So at least there's that. There's like some balance there. Two-shot on the hero, right? Like literally two balls. Two balls to the face, and he died. We played the Vitality DK Rot Guys set a couple of days ago, or patches ago. Yeah, Rot Guys I think is really good too. That's true. It's kind of hard to like play Vitality Reeks Evil Eye, I think, out of the gate, right? Right out the gate. But once you have a Rot Guys set, it's like really strong for sure. Or is there like any monster frequent that you can use for leveling to play Vitality Reeks Evil Eye? There's not, right? I don't think there is. Energy Potion working overtime? Exactly. What class should I pair with Wind Devils and Storm Totem on a Shaman? I really like Arcanist with that, but that's mostly because of the Dujigan set. If you're not planning on playing that, you can also do like Elementalist, honestly, for example, so like Demolition is secondary. You can also play Occultist secondary, actually, like Conjurer is fine. Elementalist is pretty good. Elementalist, you can play like the Cyclone set later, for example. Level with Pox, yeah. Makes like Pox Sigil is like what you usually play for Vitality, right? Okay, my energy regen is like actually legit terrible right now though. How do I fix that? And I also need to get this though. Apart from like putting more stuff to Spirit, which isn't gonna be... Hang on. This thing has energy regen. Wait, this one as well? Raven? I think Raven is something I wanna take anyway. This one, not really. Okay, this is like 1 energy per second, which is not a lot, but better than nothing. What's my regen right now? 26.60. The amulet component with reduced cost. Yeah, the problem is like I need movement speed. Like early game, you need ward stones, right? Like you can't like not play ward stones. At least on a class that doesn't have like access to movement speed easily. If you play a witch hunter, you can get total speed from the Nightblade tree really easily. From like Chromatic Burst, right? But if you play like Sentinel, for example, or like solo Occultist like me right now, then it's a little harder. It's kind of like a slow movement class. Naked Buffalo, hello, hello. I mean, damage is insane though, still. Like, this is ridiculous. If you want to play a warrior, like a soldier, which subclass is viable endgame? Everything. In this game, literally every single class combination is viable for endgame. I mean, some are harder to build, some are easier to build. For warrior, I mean for soldier rather, the ones that are easier to build are, I would say, I mean warlord, so secondary occultist, death knight, so secondary necromancer. What else? Like water, so secondary shaman. I mean, everything has a build though. Like commando, secondary demolitionist is like really good with like fire gear. Like fire commando is really good. Nightblade, like dual wield soldier and Nightblade. Like the pierce damage is really good and not that hard to build either. Actually, I would say. Occultist secondary works really well for physical too, kind of like a physical death knight in a way. Maybe like a little bit harder to build. I would say the easiest to build are for sure like Oathkeeper secondary, Necromancer secondary. What else is there even? Okay, Arcanist is some like Arcanist soldier. I mean, you can also build that. It's actually not like that hard to make it build, like to build it, but like unless you play like a certain set, which you need, which makes it harder to build, or you just play like Force Wave until eternity, it's not that good. Like Battle Mage has like some resistance reduction problems, let's say it like that. There's still like viable Battle Mages though. I mean, even like Pulse Wave Battle Mage can like clear the entire game, it's just not the fastest. Inquisitor is decent for support mastery, yeah. Inquisitor is honestly fine too. I would probably say that Inquisitor is actually the worst secondary for soldier, but it's still really good. Like either Arcanist or Inquisitor are probably like the worst secondaries for soldier right now. If I had to like call out like a worse secondary, but they're still good, right? Yeah, Soldier Necro is pretty fun for sure. You go like, well, you start with Force Wave, right? You always start with Force Wave, kinda. This is just like the best game early game skill. And then you can farm a 2-handed halberd in Tomb of the Heretic, right? There's like a celestial halberd that like drops from the boss that's guarding the door there. You don't have to like go into the actual dungeon necessarily, just like kill the boss before the dungeon. And with that halberd, like physical blade arc, right? So like this skill over here. This skill goes like really, really hard on Death Knight. Like with that weapon at least. Rodin, you are playing Drain Essence Kabbalists. Interesting. Vitality, I guess? Or what damage type are you playing? Okay, let's see how fast this guy dies. I mean, he literally like did only one attack. This is so stupid, this damage right now, holy shit. Okay, yeah. Vitality with decay, makes sense, makes sense. I'm playing vanilla right now. I'm not playing League. This is pure vanilla. Resistant of Soul Warding. I'm gonna switch this out, I think, for the Swift Prommering, because I don't think I'll need the Poison Vitality Rust anymore. Also, this is gonna like make me lose Poison Rust. But we have Dreeg's blood anyway for that. And we can probably put 2 more points here and then even remove the anti-venom salve, or like just craft another Revival Cord and put a like rigid shell now there for Lightning Rust. That's like the one thing that this ring doesn't have. It has like Fire and Cold Rust but no Lightning Rust. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds good. I mean, this weapon has like +1 to Occultist, and it's like kind of decent if you like play Chaos Damage build, but we're not Chaos Damage, and also we can't afford to like lose this weapon. Like, this weapon is just way too good, the Scepter. Absolutely nuts. Harmonious is a very, very good prefix actually, but I don't need Poison Rust, so... Da, 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 da. Yeah, okay. Let's go craft some stuff. Okay, the monster frequencies that I'm using that you should be trying to get are Crimson's Vile Scepter. This is the most important one. You get this one from Sister Crimson. She's the boss in the, I think, Tomb of Zethan, it's called, like near the Infernal Waste Rift. So you gotta like kind of, after Act 1, I would definitely like recommend you to go here first, like Place of Forgotten Gods, at least up to here. You don't have to like finish it, but like just get there to get this weapon. Then you can get this amulet from Runnerprox. Runnerprox's Sting, which you get from the Wasp Hive in like Rocky Coast. And then also Global Toxic Effigy, which honestly is not that easy to farm in Act 1, because you have to like farm the global camps around like the rich outskirts. But they have a kind of like low drop chance. You might have to like resummon, like reset the game a couple of times actually. Which is a bit annoying, but that's kind of like how it is. If you don't get that one, there are a couple of like blue epic, like I think offhand of the Miasma set and some other effigy, like blue epics that you might get that are also fine. And then of course you can also use the Leaf Mane Horn from Ugdenborg, right? There's like a Leaf Mane offhand that's also very, very good. And there is a medal that I don't have yet as well from the Basilisks from Ugdenborg as well. But yeah, we're gonna get there today, I guess, later. Who I chose here, it honestly doesn't really matter all too much, I think, for Dreeg's. It's kind of whatever. It shouldn't matter all too much. Okay, let's go craft another belt. Last time I crafted these belts in in Devil's Crossing, which is like the right play for endgame, but honestly at this point it was probably like a misplay actually, because you want to craft it here, because this guy like can give you Aether and Chaos Rust, and Aether Rust would be like really nice to get now from this belt. It's like a Ravari Cord, right? So we need like one more Riftstone. Just have to like be careful with the amount of aether crystals you have. Because at some point you're not going to be able to like get more aether crystals from the Warden's lab. Okay, this is a fucking garbage belt, so we're not using this one. Wanderers. Fuck me, dude. That's bad. Of Hungering Rifts has a Bleeding Rust, Spirit Oil. Plus 2 to Sigils. That's not too bad. With a 39 though. I think this is usable. We're gonna use this with a... I don't have like that many more... Like I wouldn't be able to like craft it many more anyway right now. So we're gonna play this with a Rigid Shell. Rigid Shell also has armor, just like the Anti-Venom Salvi. But gives you Lightning Rest, which is what I'm missing in this situation right now. I kinda like rarely use these, but in this case it's fine. Also, Vitality Resistance, I don't need that much actually right now, so I could put a Ectoplasm actually here, because I'm struggling with energy. That seems fine. Let's do that. Okay, and then we can pump some Physique instead of Spirit all the time. I'm gonna switch to this belt, right? Yeah. Also, since I did get like Aether Rest here, I could like switch to this pair of pants now. Maybe. Oh yeah, because Vitality Rest. Wait, did I look at Chaos Rest when I said Vitality Rest? Yeah, I'm stupid. Okay. Oops. Scaled Hide and the pants. Now, these pants give me plus 2 Terrifying Gaze, which is this one over here. We are currently not converting all of the Vitality to Acid, only like some of it. But it's gonna change at the latest when we get to leave Mainhorn. You died on your penalty belt, level 29 in the tomb area, really? Monka. There's a constellation that summons skeletons that scale with you instead of with pets. You're getting that one, Revenant? Yeah. Neck, offhand, main hand, yeah, pretty much. Like, damage is crazy on this skill right now. I mean, they kind of also buffed the base skill a lot, so... Like, 2 shots on it, what the hell? 2 shots, 1 elite down. It's kind of like a weak elite, but still, like, holy fuck. Of Celerity? No. Amarathos Alacrity, that's still casting speed, right? We'll lose... Pierce Rest, though. Doesn't seem worth it right now. Like, sure, it's more armor, but not like... a crazy amount of more armor. Yo, Nex, welcome. Eye Persistent is not working. How is it not working? Like, for the base game? Did you move... Yeah, okay, Item Assistant does not work with Cloud Saves, right? If you're using Cloud Saves, then Item Assistant doesn't work. Item Assistant needs you to play with local saves. I think that's like the only downside with Item Assistant. UI mod for loot filter. You can play the rainbow filter, right? Just Google Grandon rainbow filter. That's like the only like loot modification you can really do in Grandon, to be fair. I wish there was a better like in-game loot filter, to be fair. The current one is like, yeah. It's like the bare minimum kind of loot filter in my opinion. Could be better. It's definitely like one of the things where Last Epoch shines. Like Last Epoch has a way better loot filter. Or like, well, all the custom PoE ones are also pretty good, of course. Can you play GG Stash with Cloud Save? I guess so. I think so, yeah. I don't know, I don't use GD Stash for like items ever, but I think you can. Plastic Pop filter is too good for its drops. You mean like the game has shit drops, but the loot filter is good? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and dead. Nice boss crate. Do you know if there are mods which improve the multiplayer experience? I don't know any, personally, no. Multiplayer in this game is just scuffed. Like, Grim Dawn is, in my opinion, the best single-player RPG. But multiplayer is just scuffed. Unfortunately. I mean, like, it's playable, but it does have some issues. Like, the best mod to play Grim Dawn multiplayer well is for you and your friend to be in the same room, right? And just, like, connect via LAN cable, right? Like, that's the best stability you can get. Just do like a Grim Dawn LAN party, right? Old school. The Grim Dawn online services suck because there are literally none, right? They don't exist. You can quickly reach the point where you will see like 1 to 2 items per map on COF. Like 1 to 2 items only that are like worth picking up. I mean, it would be the same in Grim Dawn. Like if Grim Dawn had an actual loot filter. I mean, if you build your character right, then it's gonna be always like harder and harder to get upgrades. That's just how an RPG works, right? Where did Bolvar go? Dude, he like exploded as well. Crazy. Like, I didn't even see him. He was just instantly dead. Like, this is... I didn't expect this to be like this much single target damage, but it's actually completely nuts, right? Yo, Brewster, welcome, welcome. Da Brewster. And I don't even have this maxed out yet. I can get like even more damage. And I can also convert all vitality damage to asset for even more damage. Dreeg's Nuts Eye, yeah. These Nuts Eye, I mean what? Cold Dreeg's Evil Eye in offline league? I mean, you try it. It's probably pretty busted right now, not gonna lie. Keeps crashing. You can't run the 64-bit version. Huh. Wait, 1.4? Wait, what 1.4 are you talking about? Like Grim Dawn 1.4 or GD Stash 1.4 or Item Assistant 1.4? The Dreeg's Evil Eye. I mean, you can watch now, but I think it's very strong, actually. Dreeg's Evil Eye got buffed this patch and last patch, like consecutively, back to back, 2 buffs. I thought last time it was already like fine, like good enough after the last patch, like after last patch, or like the patch before this patch, right? But I didn't try it, so it got another buff without me trying it. Rod guys said Vitality Dreeg's Evil Eye should be really good too, yeah, for sure. Like on Conjurer, for example, yeah, like 100%. It's like really good right now. Like it has to be really good, like considering how good even my Dreeg's Evil Eye damage right now is. And the Rod guys already was good, I think, because it has like insane modifiers too for endgame. Like it has to be good, I think. I think it needed one buff, Captain QC, to be fair, compared to like some other skills, but like 2 buffs was maybe a bit much. AI? You mean item assistant, IA? Wait, what version do I have? Let me check. Always takes a minute to load. Where do you even see the version number and item assistant? I don't even know. 1.4.9063.13827. That's my version. Wait, but like, why can't you run Grim Dawn 64-bit version? That's sort of like the first problem, right? Like, isn't that like the main problem that you should try to fix? Just don't cheat. I mean, yeah. In the end, like, use whatever works for you, right? Whatever you can get working. I mean, I would definitely, like, try to get the 64-bit version working in the first place, because that, I think, is, that would, like, annoy the fuck out of me. And that's also... I think usually, like, 64-bit version has better performance if you're, like, running it on a 64-bit computer as well. Which, well... is probably what you're doing like nowadays. I don't know if there's like any 32-bit versions, like 32-bit systems even around anymore. Okay, 5 hits for Zarya. Seems legit. Would a build focused around Wind Devil Storm Totem fall off late game? Not really, no. Wind Devil Storm Totem is really good at all stages of the game, to be fair. Especially, like, really safe, right? It's just good. Yeah, like Lujigan set, for example, it's really, really strong. Vitality is good too, yeah. Okay, compared to Panetti, right, it's definitely like better single target. Like, to be fair, I have it like maxed out as well, right? How do I have it maxed out already? Yeah? What? I mean, yeah, this chest 3, 6, 9, and then like +1 from like some belt, right? It just +3, +3, +3 from the 3 monster frequents, like offhand, scepter, chest, and then +1 from the belt. Oh, that was like some bug boss, I think, but that was like a couple of seasons ago, right? Like 0 vitality res. Druid is a very, very well supported class. Yeah, I mean, all classes are viable, but the Druid is certainly one of the, like for lightning damage at least, it's a very like versatile class. Very well supported class. Which ones am I excited about the most when it comes to Berserker class combinations? I mean, there's some that are obvious OP as fuck, but I'm not actually too excited about. Like Nightblade, for example, in Berserker. It's gonna be very strong in many different ways. And I mean, I do like Nightblade playstyle, but I actually haven't played like Nightblades in quite a while. And I do think that like many Nightblades, while it's super fun to play Nightblades, they kind of play like very similarly. So I'm a bit more excited about like other stuff. Like for example, I was actually surprised how good like runes are with a Berserker. So like Inquisitor, Berserker, and like you play like a rune keeper. Like runes. Like Raven runes, for example, and stuff like that. It's kind of strong, right? I think it's like my personal favorite right now in this very moment. But I mean, I haven't like tested everything yet either on the Berserker class, so I don't know. There might be some other like crazy stuff that's coming up that's gonna be very, very strong and like lots of fun to play too. The Fangs of Asterkarn skill is I think also very interesting. But currently I think I'm not like the biggest fan of it because you have to like stand still so much. Let's get the energy regen from Raven. I think I kinda need that. The first build is gonna be a Reaver, Cold Werewolf with the Fender set. That is classic. I feel like it's gonna be like the Krieg set of Fangs of Asterkarn. Not because it's so easily farmable, I think it's gonna be like random drops or like harder to get. But I can really like see people be like, oh my god, Fenris, bad chest. It looks cool, and it's probably gonna be cool too. But there is farmable set, maybe too. Oh, there are. I know there's at least one. I don't know if it's like farmable from a dungeon or from like some other place, but I know at least one is farmable. I can't tell you which set exact though. At least not yet. But there's at least one. Okay, this guy, right, he's an act boss. And he should have more HP, but here we are. 7 hits, okay. Any news on the new expansion? It exists. And will release at some point this year. Fully decked MI guy doing normal bosses, he should have more HP. I mean... Panetti was less damage. Panetti also has less MIs. to be fair. Take veteran. I mean, maybe. The body armor you can farm from the same boss from which you can also farm the scepter. I mean, it drops from like all the like Kaiman's chosen guys, like the Korvak's chosen guys around like all of these areas. But the boss that also drops this item, right, Sister Crimson, I think is like your quickest way of obtaining it if you haven't gotten it already from like another trash mob before getting to the boss. Right, you either get it before from like some elite or trash mob, or if you don't have it yet and you got to the boss, then you just farm it from the boss as well. Korvak, shave me. Those guys, yeah. I have 66, spam drinks all the way, did it all in veteran, 3 is very good now, very strong kit, lots of heal, sustain, blah blah. Only issue is not many active skills to trigger devotions off, yeah, I agree. And you have Curse of Reality and Greek's Evil Eye, obviously, like those two you are always gonna use. And then depending on your secondary class, right, if you are a Nightblade, you will have nothing. I guess Blade Spirits maybe, but you probably like, don't want to push this deep into the tree. You could like use Shadow Strike for more like mobility, or ABB even for like flat damage later on. If you play Oathkeeper, you could like comfortably put a devotion to your Guardians, right? They're gonna like proc some stuff like crazy. Otherwise, you could also like consider picking up Bloody Pox. I think is a decent procer. That's not gonna like interrupt your main DPS all too much. As this build don't fall flat on endgame. I think the build is gonna have crazy damage endgame too, to be fair. It's not gonna be the tankiest build though, I can tell you that. Like, don't expect to be the tankiest player with this build endgame. That's not gonna happen. Which is also why, at least for like certain bosses, I think I would like, I mean it depends, like if you have like really good leech, which you can actually achieve on the Riggs Evil Eye, because it has like a decent amount of like weapon damage too. If you get like really good leech, I think then you might be able to like play spam, even at endgame, like for certain bosses, as long as you like can tank them with all your leech. But chances are also that you might have to like cooldown Riggs Evil Eye and like kite some more. Like cooldown Riggs Evil Eye is gonna be like probably less DPS, but way easier to kite with. How do you compare the endgame in Grim Dawn versus current endgame of PoE2? So I mean progression is easier in Grim Dawn than in PoE2, I think. I mean, I guess PoE2 has like no balance right now, right? Like you play Herald of Ice and then you just one-shot the entire map. Grim Dawn's a lot more balanced. I mean, Grim Dawn was also a lot more balanced than PoE1 even, I would say, like 100%. I don't know, what do you do in PoE2 endgame? You do the maps? I mean, I played like a bit of course myself, but I didn't like do the bosses yet. I think PoE2 bosses are probably more interesting than Grim Dawns. I mean, 100%, right? Like, PoE2 bosses are very well made, including the Celestial, or like the Uber bosses, I guess. Grim Dawn also has like Celestial Uber bosses as well that are like similarly difficult. Like, it would take like a similar time to get there to be able to like defeat them, I think. Maybe like a bit shorter because like gear acquisition is a bit easier in Grim Dawn. At least in, like if you compare like Solo Sephiroth and PoE to Solo Sephiroth and Grim Dawn, then like Solo Sephiroth and Grim Dawn is like way easier to like get your gear together because, well, PoE is kind of like balanced around trade and not Solo Sephiroth, right? Then you have the like Shattered Realm, and then you have the Crucible, which is well, first Shattered Realm is kind of like Rifts, or like Greater Rifts from Diablo 3, you could say, in a way. Which is a solid endgame system. I think it's fine. It's not like full of mechanics like PoE 1 maps, but it's fine. Like it serves its purpose. And the Crucible is kind of like a arena survival mode where you fight like against waves, which is also kind of nice. Yeah, like those two systems as well as the bosses are like Grim Dawn's endgame, which. And I mean, the campaign is also like kinda part of the early endgame, right? Like ultimate difficulty is comparable to, I guess, like at the very least, like white and yellow maps in PoE 2, maybe even red maps. Yeah, it's more like white and yellow maps, and then like red maps is like Shattered Realm and Crucible, and then you have the Celestial bosses on top, which is kind of like uber bosses. The leveling. Like PoE 2, getting to 100 is like an actual job, or like an actual big challenge, right? And Grim Dawn level 100 means nothing, honestly. It's giga easy. Like you just play the game and you get to 100 anyway. In Grim Dawn, kind of like the end game starts when you get to 100, right? And PoE, the end game is getting to 100, and it starts at like level 70 or something like that, or 65. Right, in Grim Dawn, the end game starts when you're 100. Anything before 100 doesn't, like, it's just, I don't know, very easy compared to PoE. Energy is what we get first. PoE 1 level 90 is kind of fast, that's true. I mean, Grim Dawn level 100 is still like kind of comparable to the PoE 1 level 85, I would say, like, I don't know. How fast do you get to level 90 on like fresh start in PoE, like on a league start in PoE 1? It's like really fast. Because in Grim Dawn, I think on fresh start you get to 100 in like, if you like actually try, it's like 15 hours maybe, 20 hours to 100 in PoE 1, in Grim Dawn, I mean. You did level 90 in like 10 hours in PoE 1, holy fuck, that's quick as hell. I guess I got like a lot quicker with Settlers as well, right? Like Settlers is a rather, well, like easy league, right? I mean, it's a good league for other reasons, but like difficulty-wise, I think Settlers is a rather easy league, right? Like also for melee, it's a crazy league, got like crazy buffs for melee. What's the history of my name? It's just like StarCraft related. I was playing like RTS a lot as a teenager. And yeah. I mean, I played Protoss myself in Brood War. And then in StarCraft 2 I played Terran, and Terran has historically rather had bad matchups against Protoss. Like, and you could definitely like win against Protoss, but it was always like, I don't know. Always felt like kind of like a struggle to win against Protoss, I don't know. At least for me. Or like whenever I played, like on the patches that I played. In-game graphic settings, sure. This is what I'm running right now. Protoss was just OP against everybody. I mean, there's some truth to that depending on the patch. I guess I should explore endgame more in Grim Dawn. I have level 100 Turtles in Skyshard, but I didn't pursue endgame content. Didn't see numbers go as high as in Diablo 3. Well, I mean, Diablo 3 and 4 with numbers is like another kind of stupid beast, I guess. You go to silver. I was diamond in like Wings of Liberty, but that's like a long time ago. I'm like terrible now. Hope you don't lose your progress uninstalling and reinstalling. That should never influence your progress because like saves are in a different folder and they're usually not touched. The drive also shouldn't matter, I think. But yeah, Void Ray was very strong at some point, yeah, for sure. Welcome in, Shazba. See, that's the thing, right? Like, if level 90 to 100 in PoE, 1 or 2 is like, takes longer than getting from level 1 to 90, right? I think. Right, 90 to 100 takes longer than 1 to 90 in PoE. And PoE 2, like 100% as well. In Grim Dawn, it's shorter from 90 to 100 than 1 to 90, for sure. Like, 90 to 100 is like 3 hours, maybe? 4 hours? If you play like without XP gear and you play really fast, I think it's like 4 hours without gear. With gear, like with leveling gear, it's like 1.5 hours, I think. yeah, like I mean PoE, right? Like monsters only scale to like level 80 or something like that. So you get like 0 XP. In Grim Dawn, everything scales with you up to 100. Like, if you are level 100, enemies are like level 105 or something like that. So they still give like the same XP. There's no XP penalties in Grim Dawn. So, I mean, that also matters that like, means that like enemies get harder and harder as well, all the way to like 100. Which is why like gear matters a lot more. Like, comparatively. Kind of like RS, yeah. It's part of like many rather grindy games. Grim Dawn for some reason doesn't do that. I don't mind it not being like that in Grim Dawn, to be fair. Like, I don't like grinding all that much actually, so Grim Dawn is like the perfect RPG for me when it comes to XP at least. I don't mind the item hunt, but like, I don't know. I don't need XP grind. To be fair, I think it's fine as it is. Let's go back and sell again, once again. Can you easily get best in slot gear in Grim Dawn? You can get to like, I would say 80 to 90% power level like rather easily. The last like 20% is gonna be hard though. Which is like the case in I guess every RPG. Kinda. Of Drieg's gaze suffix with +2 to blood burst is interesting actually. Huh. If you got like this with like of Drieg's gaze suffix, that would be insane, right? Yeah, and in the Grim Dawn leagues, which are like limited to like 3 months usually, you can get like better gear faster for sure. I mean, base game Grim Dawn is not like limited to any time. Level 68 right now, still just normal. Yeah, I would say like if you full clear everything on normal and aren't zooming through the content like me and you don't like know where to go at all times, you should like, as long as you finish normal at level 70, right? As long as you move from like normal to ultimate around level 70, you're good. I think playing normal after level 70 is kind of like a waste of time. And also Elite is a waste of time, so try to make your character good enough for Ultimate. Because Ultimate is like the real game. Normal is just tutorial, right? Everything you play in normal is tutorial. The entire difficulty is just tutorial. And just so you like get to know the world and you get to know the skills and the items, etc. Right? But the actual game is ultimate. What about veteran? Veteran is like tutorial for tryhards, but still tutorial. I'm still enjoying PvE2. Oh shit, why did I go here when I don't have the quest? What the hell? Oops. Oh no, I fucked up. I didn't do the side quest here yet, but I gotta kill that guy first. Oops. No, the lead are reserved for hunting shrines. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can like play somebody to like get some shrines in like Act 1, for example. I guess there's like no shame in like playing Elite Act 1 just for shrines. That's fine. But I mean, I don't know. I still think it's like not needed, but you can do it if you want. Isn't Ultimate just debuffing your resistances, whereas mobs and Veteran are officially buffed? I mean, Ultimate also buffs mobs by like double as what the Veteran does. Like Ultimate is buffing bomb mobs way more than Veteran. Like Elites are really like higher, like slightly higher than Veteran. And yeah, Ultimate is even more of that. The rest penalty is just on top. Hardcore is where the game gets interesting. True. That as well. How good is Prime Strike in endgame, and which second class do you think is the best for endgame potential playing softcore? I really like Druid, so like Shaman, Arcanist Shaman, or Elementalist, so Demolitionist Shaman is like really good in this patch too, I think. If you want to be like tanky and just play melee, then Soldier is fine too. Like the water. You can also go Oathkeeper for melee. It's kind of like the squishier but higher damage version of water. But I think for actual damage and also being able to like use ranged Prime Strike effectively, you want to go either Demolitionist or Arcanist. There's also Inquisitor, which you can also do, I guess, but I think Inquisitor is way better with Savagery than with Prime Strike. Our Reckoning in hardcore is poggers. Our Reckoning is always fun. Our Reckoning is not too safe against some bosses in hardcore, I think. It's a bit sketchy against some bosses, but it's like for farming, it's a lot of fun. Really quick and oh, what the hell. Jesus, I can't click the stuff correctly. There we go. 2-piece Perdition. Interesting. Not something I really want to use though, to be fair, on Rixibulai. I mean, the gloves are usable, I guess. Stun rest, but I don't have casting speed. I mean, I could still apply them. Still kinda fine. Become tankier. I have like not enough DPS, right? This is like minus 7k DPS though. Did 56k damage, like what the hell, man? At level 40, how is this possible even? What is happening? Yeah, I don't like Inquisitor that much right now for Prime Strike. I don't think it's good. Like, it's okay, but I think there's just better classes. Will the new classes offer a tanky option, like a hardcore worthy option? I'm sure you can manage like at least one hardcore viable build per class combination of the new ones, for sure. At least right now, I get the feeling that while Berserker has the highest, no, the second highest HP per level, like in the base class, right? Only Soldier has more HP than Berserker. The rest of the tree is not that tanky actually. So there are some combinations with Berserker that end up being rather squishy, at least so far. But I haven't seen all items yet, so. And you jump to ultimate because just generally like you get way more items. Like the loot drops are way better in ultimate. Yeah, blueprints are part of that. But not only. Why did I press this, by the way? Hello? What am I doing? Why am I running around with a royal jelly bomb? Question mark, question mark, question mark. That's a questionable decision. You don't pick them in your playthroughs, I hate them. I mean, lore-wise, I also hate them, actually. I mean, Death's Vigil is like the I think, morally better faction, you could say. I mean, Grim Dawn, like, pretty much everybody's an asshole, but... The Kaiman's Chosen faction has, like, slightly, very, very slightly, like, quicker quests to do. So, for the sake of, like, completing quests, like, a tiny bit faster, I do like them a little bit more sometimes. But sometimes you also, I don't know, have to choose depending on, like, which items you want to get, or, like, which augments you want to use late game as well. And if you're Necromancer already, then you can't use, like, you can't side with Kaiman's Chosen anyway, right? Then you can only... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits. Okay, cool. Are they though? I mean, yeah, are they though, right? That's a good question. To be honest, like, both sides are definitely... You got a soundtrack Korok's Tomb? Wait, what? Oh, you're talking about, like, them being faster? Three seals. I mean, you need to turn in 3 seals with both factions, though. That doesn't matter. And if you hand in the request, like, after Darkveil, you will almost always have 3 seals at least. Coming from D2R and D4, wanna start Grim Dawn. Are the poison-based or bleed builds? Are the poison-based or bleed builds playable in Grim Dawn? Yeah, 100%. I would say, if you want to play poison, you can literally play what I'm playing right now. It is probably right now the best and most beginner-friendly poison build you can play. At least for poison caster. If you want to play poison melee, you can also play like a Nightblade. Like a melee Nightblade is really good too. That is totally fine. For secondary, right, you can play, well, also a Nightblade or a Oathkeeper. And if you are a Nightblade and you want to play a secondary for the Nightblade, you can either choose Occultist or Oathkeeper as well. Honestly, like, Occultist, Nightblade, and Oathkeeper are like the 3 like big asset classes. Necromancer has like some asset stuff too, but it's rather not... I mean, it does look like you can play poison on this, but you kind of can't unless you have like very specific gear. So yeah, as long as you choose Occultist, Nightblade, or Oathkeeper, you're good for poison. If you choose to play bleed, you have to be aware that bleed cannot leech in this game, or like damage over time in general cannot leech. But acid has like, or like acid poison has a flat part, like it has flat acid and has damage over time poison. So it can still like leech via acid. But bleed has no like flat part, so it can't ever leech. You can like use physical damage or pierce damage to leech, but it's gonna be like, well, kind of like a bit awkward to scale. Like bleed can be very good, but I would say right now especially it's probably not that easy to like play or like get it going if you're like new to the game at least. I mean, that said, I do have a bleed trickster like beginner playthrough that you can also check out. If you want to play bleed make sure to always have Shaman or Occultist as like a secondary at least. Because bleed needs resistance reduction badly. There are like many bleed resistant enemies in the game, and to make them bleed you need something like, for example, Devouring Swarm, which has minus X% bleeding resistance, or the Curse of Reality, which also has like minus bleeding resistance. But Occultist has like kind of bad bleeding skills, and Shaman has like better bleeding skills while also having this. And then there are classes that have like big bleed skills, like Blade Arc, for example, with the Transmuter, or a Nightblade like the Circle of Slaughter and the Blade Spirits. But those two classes have like no resistance reduction, so you will always need either Shaman or Occultist as like a secondary for bleed. Otherwise you just will at some point like encounter enemies that you basically can't kill, and it's gonna be frustrating. Thanks for the sub, Snumek. Welcome into the Bloomers. Will bleed become much more viable with the new expansion? The Berserker class is gonna heavily feature bleed support, yes. So bleed builds in general are gonna have like way more variety. There's gonna be like more viable bleed builds for sure for endgame. And also I think bleed is gonna be a bit more approachable, because you're gonna have a class that has both like decent bleed damage skills and also bleed resistance reduction in one class, whereas currently you have like the two classes with like good resistance reduction like Occultist and Shaman, but neither of the two classes have like all too great like bleeding damage skills, whereas Nightblade and Soldier are like better for bleeding damage skills. To be fair, like Shaman is if you had to like single class bleed damage right now, I think Shaman would probably be the best actually still, because the Shaman bleed skills did get buffed a bit as well. So they have like higher numbers now for sure. Like even Prime Strike bleed is like, I think, not too bad anymore like numbers wise. What instead of internal trauma? What about internal trauma instead of bleed? Well, internal trauma is physical damage over time, so you can combine it like rather easily together with physical damage, and so you can like scale the leech a bit easier. I mean, it's fine if you play like a soldier or like an Oathkeeper. Internal trauma can be very strong too, yeah. Also, when you're coming from like honestly any other RPG, but especially like Diablo games, where I don't know, like in Diablo games I always feel like there's like maybe 2 or 3 builds viable per class, right? So basically nothing compared, like in Grim Dawn you have, I don't know, like 10 builds per class at least. Like that's just like way more builds and like way more viable builds in this game compared to like Diablo games especially. Diablo games have kinda not the best build variety, I think, personally. That doesn't mean that like Grim Dawn is easy, and there's hard content in Grim Dawn too, but it's just a very like compared to other RPGs at least, it's a very like nicely balanced game, I would say. Yeah, Devouring Swarm is like really good, the Shaman debuff skill for sure. Like while Occultist does have like higher resistance reduction to bleed, like slightly higher on Curse of Reality than on this Devouring Swarm, like Shaman is definitely picked more often for bleed. Yeah, like cooldown Force Wave, cooldown Blade Arc to a certain extent as well. Even like Ages of Men here can be good for trauma. There's even builds where you can play like Internal Trauma and Reeks Evil Eye. Like that also works. But it's a bit more gear dependent. Hello Corn, welcome, welcome. What are some ranged gun builds that are fun? I mean, the like classic ranged gun build I would say is a Purifier, so Demolitionist and Inquisitor. It's like the most obvious choice. Mostly like fire damage related, but you can also do lightning. Then there's also options for Chaos and Aether and Physical and Pierce actually. For Physical and Pierce I would usually go with a... Well, you can go with a Tactician, which is Inquisitor and Soldier, but you can also go for like a Paladin, which is Oathkeeper and Inquisitor. Like, Paladin in general is actually like a really good gun class. It might sound a bit weird, but yeah, Paladin is a very good gun class in Grim Dawn. You can do Aether Paladin with Rhythmic Pistols, you can do Aether Oppressor with Rhythmic Pistols. Oppressor is Oathkeeper and Necromancer, actually. You can do... what else can you do? Yeah, like for Chaos you can do Pyromancer. So Occultist Demolitionist, for example, or Deceiver. Actually, wait, in the base game Deceiver? Maybe not. But certainly Pyromancer is really good for Chaos Pistols. But I would say all of those that I just like mentioned are like not as... Like the easiest to build, I would say, are Physical Paladin with Sandspitters. Because you can just, like, the Sandspitters are like a green gun that you can like get very, very easily while leveling already. Aether, Oppressor, or Paladin with Rhythmic Pistols, which are also like very easy to get because they're like also green and target farmable while leveling. Fire Strike Purifier because it just has like so much natural support that almost any gun works well. And I guess also Lightning Vindicator can work decently, which is like Inquisitor Shaman. Yeah, I think like all of those are really good. The Chaos stuff is a bit more like gear dependent right now. Maybe they're gonna like add a Chaos pistol that you can get easily while leveling at some point, but right now there honestly isn't really one. It's more like an endgame build. Evoke, yeah, I mean, that's a two-hander. Well, I mean, two-handed range builds are very good too. Which do play like kind of similar to dual pistols. I would say due to the animations, dual pistols always have like a bit more of a like turret feel, whereas two-handed ranged is a bit better for kiting, I think, personally. But if you're like talking two-handed range, then you can also just like play a Promise Strike Shaman, right? Stuff like that. Arguably like the easiest to play like two-handed range build is just a Shaman. Nothing to do with Inquisitor at all. Oh yeah, true. There is the Bloodsworn Repeater, right, from the Blood Grove, from these guys, that you can play for Chaos. That's true, actually. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't really have like any direct modifiers for like Fire Strike or stuff that you kind of want to play as a dual pistol guy, but you can still use it for dual pistol. True. Should be fine on a Pyromancer. Actually, that gun is gonna also get Berserker bonuses at the expansion, so you could play like a... well, Berserker Occultist dual wield ranged character, like a Primalist with that. Should be interesting. I gotta sell again, right? Okay, dude. What the hell? Haven't watched the Root Compressor guide yet, but I'm playing Root Compressor and you love it. First time getting to level 90 plus without rerolling. Nice, 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 nice. For Chaos, got a store and Doombolt, Sigil of Consumption, Deceiver. Yeah, I mean that's good. That's a good caster. It's not a dual pistol guy really, or like a. It doesn't like play like a pistol, right? It's just a caster. But that's a good build, yeah. That certainly works. Dude, these items always have like so many stats, man, but... Can I play it? I mean, +3 vulnerability is actually not too bad. It also has like basic poison resistance reduction. Of Decay is like a bad suffix though, so I might decide against it for now. Like these chests are really nice, but they need to be like really, really good. Because this chest not only has 3 points of Jiggy's Eye, but also conversion on top. So for these to be better than my current chests, they need to be like absolutely correct. Which they aren't. This helmet has better chances though, because Anchorite's Headguard isn't like giving me any really necessary bonuses. But I think resistance-wise, I still want to go with the Anchorite for now. Yeah. It's mostly just the Chaos, right? The rest is from the Runestone. Okay. One, two. What's my poison rest like? Okay, it's perfect. Holy Tyler. The VIP. Welcome in. Tyler X. That was a long road indeed. What's my second class for this build? Oathkeeper? Yeah. Oathkeeper is what I would suggest. You can also do Nightblade. Like, both are pretty good. Hardcap vulnerability is 35, vitality RR, devouring somewhere 65. Not even close. Yeah, but I was talking about bleed damage, right? Not vitality. Like, those are different damage types. Like, you don't always play vitality and bleed together. Very often you play like physical bleed or like pierce bleed and not vitality at all. In physical bleed case, like Curse of Frailty is way better because it also has physical resistance reduction. Sometimes you just like play pure bleed, I guess too, yeah. Awareness, welcome on. Just started speed leveling a Root Compressor and so much fun to play. It's so refreshing to have good mobility with Virus Might and not having to use Mind or Inquisitor Seal. Yeah. Yeah, true. Like, if you're like a Purifier, like dual pistol Purifier is like kind of obvious to play and it's not bad, but you do feel like a turret, right? You're just a turret because you have to like stand on a seal to be tanky later on, and you have to like use Thermite Mines to make enemies have resistance reduction. Like, have the resistances reduced, right? So, yeah, you're basically a turret. Also, this guy really spawned here. Are you fucking kidding me? I think I'm gonna make a screenshot of this, like, what the hell is this, man? This feels so bad to clear. Cause, like... Okay, one sec. There's a sepulture totem. Because the problem now is, right, to get the loot from the totem, you have to kill this mob. But to kill the mob, you have to like walk all the way around, and you have to like walk all the way back around to get the loot from the totem. Like, what the hell, man? What is this scam? That's like bug report worthy almost. Kind of weird that Tears and Bleed aren't related. It's kind of weird in a way, yeah. But if they were related, then Pierce Bleed would kind of feel like any other dot flat damage combination, so I think it's actually more interesting that they're not related. Just because it makes like those damage types have like different mechanics than like other damage types. Single class challenge, it's kind of like a single class to like get through normal challenge at least, yeah. In a way you could say like that, right? Okay. And the loot is on the other side of the hole. This guy deals damage. What is wrong here? Was I standing in the pool for too long? I didn't actually pay too much attention. Okay, what you can do, I guess, to like get to the loot a little bit quicker, just click on this torch. Then you can walk through here. And then you can like circle around to the loot in this way, it's a bit quicker. But it's still annoying. Still kind of annoying. Plus 2 blood burst. Still less damage because of the casting speed, isn't it? Yo, Ulven, welcome on. I do want the Peace Rest though, right? Okay, what if I craft Restless Remains? I think I can like craft Restless Remains now. Let's see. If you can't craft Restless Remains yet, then go to the Rover faction and get yourself some Restless Remains. Restless Remains have slightly more casting speed than Spellwoven Threads, but they're not going to give you Spirit or OA. But it also has Leech and weapon damage. On Driggsable I can use the Leech. Let's see if it's still like a DPS loss now. It's just a very tiny one. Because the gloves have like 7%. Like this is 15% casting speed, right? And the new one's like 10%. But we're getting like more resistances, we're getting like higher armor, and we're getting like 2 more points here, which is also like a slightly bigger AoE, right? Because it scales the meter radius, like the explosion radius. So that's good too. Yeah. Asymmetrical design is fun. Yeah, I think it's just more interesting, otherwise the game gets boring. I wish it was like maybe a little bit more intuitive though, but it is what it is. Let's get some blueprints. Let's go to the necropolis. Also fun how internet trauma and bleeding are 2 different things. Yeah, I personally think so too. I know like there are definitely like people out there that disagree, but I think it's fun the way it is. Any plans to post day 1 DLC Berserker build videos? Yeah, probably. And you kind of have to as a content creator. I know, like, I'm honestly like a big advocate of just play your own builds. But on the other hand, somebody is gonna like do build guide videos, and I'd rather have myself do them than some other random CAC that has like never played the game before. Like for PoE2, right? Like there's so many people that have basically like no idea how PoE2 or even PoE1 work, but they still make like tons of build guides pretending they know the game well. And people like watch them, right? Because, I mean, there's always somebody like clicking in those videos. So I'd rather have those people click on my videos than like somebody else's that has like no idea about the game. So yes, I will definitely make some build guide videos for like leveling, for like some endgame builds too, and so on and so on, for sure. I think it's, in this like day and age, it's kind of like inevitable, because I think the people that want to play their own build, they will still just play their own build, right? Because they will just ignore the videos and then like play their own build. I mean, for PoE2 the same, right? Like I also never watched a single build guide in PoE2. I just like played my own build, and I was able to by just not watching the videos. So if you don't want to watch the videos, then like just don't click on them, right? Yeah, you can also like, yeah, that's also true. Like you can watch like a VOD or like a video of some build while just playing a different build. I mean, I think ultimately it's always going to be fun to like obviously like watch other people play builds, because there's so many like builds you can do in these kind of games, and in Grim Dawn definitely as well. Like Grim Dawn has very high build diversity, so it's like impossible to like play all builds yourself in a lifetime. So it's also impossible for me to like spoiler you all the builds that are viable, right? So even though I do post a lot of build videos, there's like even more out there that I have never played. My camera rotation keys are the default ones. I mean, I have the two on the keyboard, but I never use them. The one I use is the just camera rotate button, this one, which is like by default middle mouse. So you just like press down your mouse wheel, and you just hold it down, and then you move with the mouse, right? Because it's, well, way faster. Like these two are, I don't know, they're just slow, so I don't like. I mean, they're fine if you like the camera to be turned slowly, right? You can do it like this too. But I think it's too slow for my taste, so I just use the mouse instead. And you can like rebind it to like any key, right? It's just like about holding down the button and then like enabling the rotation, and then you rotate with the mouse. Like not the mouse wheel, but you like rotate with the mouse itself, right? You can bind it on like whatever you want. Hey, you got the best... the finger... the best scepter in the game. Kratos is giving me the finger. That's kind of rude, not gonna lie. Hate rotating your camera? I mean, that's fine too, right? You don't have to. Grim Dawn is playable without and with rotating the camera. I personally love it because it gives you more advantages than disadvantages, I think. But if you, I mean, just don't like it, then don't do it, right? I actually died because your camera rotate button was the same as your Discord voice bind. I mean, that's a you issue though, right? Like, you should have like changed the bindings maybe. You changed after that? Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I can see that too. Like, rotating the camera feels more natural when you're playing with the controller than with mouse and keyboard. That's true. I do agree. I still think with mouse and keyboard it's fun and good too, to like still not very nice to rotate the camera, but yeah. Too busy yelling on Discord to survive, yeah. pretty much what happened to him, right? I mean, I like rotating the camera in almost all games where you can do it, so it's just like a personal preference kind of thing, right? Okay, 8 hits for this guy, like 9 if I kept like attacking, I guess. I mean, he's like highly poison resistant though. This guy is insane poisonous. No rotate camera challenge, that would be actually rough for me, I think. I would have to like unbind it, otherwise I would definitely like press the button on accident at some point. Camera angle is sacred. I mean, people that think the camera angle is sacred, they just have like bad orientation, honestly. Like if you have like bad orientation in real life, if you get like lost, but like if you can't read a map in real life too, then it's like logical that you would also hate camera rotation in the game, right? Makes sense. I'm bad at many things in real life, but orientation is actually like one of my strengths, I would say, in real life too. Like when I'm like in an unknown city that I've never been to before, I don't know, I look at the map like once and I know like exactly where to go, like right away usually. So that like translates well to grim dawn camera rotation to me too. Yeah, I think it has just to do with like orientation. Yeah, you have to, because you have to like actively think about it, right? Like I don't even have to like think about it, it's just like automatic for me. Like my brain just does it instantly. Like I don't have to like actively think about it. There's a button to rotate camera back to default position. That's true. That also exists if you would like that. I think there is, I don't know. I've never used it actually. If you actually have to think in Counter-Strike, you die. And maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm so bad at Counter-Strike, right? Because I'm thinking too much. Nah, like, I'm so bad at shooters, it's not even funny. Okay, 10 hits for this guy. Thinking slow, smile. Okay, dude. Hey, what the fuck's the hitbox here? That was a weird hitbox. Anyway, he's dying fast, I'm still getting hit. Wow. Oh no, my energy, fuck. GG. Come on. Well, good thing this kid has like lots of poison damage, right? So even if you do lose all your energy, you still have like a big dot going. Yeah, I think you kind of have to like try to have like one ectoplasm going if you fully max out the skill right now. Like it is very, very good damage, but you do have to manage your energy properly. Kind of like how most casters I feel like are balanced right now, at least early to mid game, and I think personally that's a good thing. Some people hate doing that, so if you hate energy management, you might hate this build, who knows. But if you don't, and you play it properly, then you get rewarded by really good damage for sure right now. This chest is like decent too, right? I mean, it's better for like melee acid. Yeah. Better for like dervishes. This ring is actually not too bad on Occultist, because it gives you like 2 points the aspect of the Guardian. But like Cronley, If Cronley didn't roll the celerity suffix, which gives me casting speed, I would probably use this, but since this does have casting speed, it's like really good. Yeah. Of the Honor Guard is kinda nice, but Zonhan's Battle Plate is a decent chest, but not good enough for this build. Ancient of Frostbite, I mean, okay. You have returned.
Good, Jim. Good, Jim. I struggled with it. You see the Luminari.
Excuse my father and I were
Okay, should we go kill the witch real quick? What's the best 0 to hero build? There's honestly many. You can like go to my beginner like solo Sapphion playlists and kind of like choose whatever you think looks cool and play that. They should all be viable. They should all like work well. The literal best right now, honestly, they're like all pretty close to each other. The best is like the one that's like the most fun for you to play. Like the best when it comes to pure performance, I am not sure actually. Like I don't actually know right now. There's so many that are really good. Krieg Death Knight bad chest. I would say it's not Krieg Death Knight, even though it's actually kind of good. What button am I using to pick up items under you? Yeah, you don't want to like play like in other like terrible ARPGs where you actually have to like use your mouse, hover it over the item to click on the item, right? Like fuck that, right? Which game does that in 2025, right? What you want to do is you want to go to key binding, use the pickup key, right, and bind this to your key of your liking. Like for example, it's like a side button on my mouse for me. And then you can have your cursor wherever you want, right? You just have to like be near the item and press the button and then you pick up the item. Right? It's way more comfortable. Like imagine having quality of life in your game. This game with a 20-year-old engine has that. So why can't PoE2 or Diablo 4 or other games have that? Like, I don't get it. It's so bad, man. Wait, people actually use that button? You're not using that, Xenonic? What? It feels... Did I only play with that? Like, since like 5 years, at least. You never liked it? I mean... I don't understand why you wouldn't like it, but you're free to, you have your own opinion, of course, and ultimately quality of life is about playing whatever you want. But quality of life is also about like giving different options, right? Like giving different options to on like how to play the game. Feels slow and clunky. I mean, it's faster than like clicking on the item there, right? I think at least. Maybe it has to do with like me having bad aim, right? Like, as I just said, I suck at shooters, so my aim... Like, I play with kind of high DPI on my mouse, because I was like used to playing RTS games and not shooters. Whereas in shooters you have like low DPI usually, right? So, like, fine movements like these are like very hard for me to do. Because usually from RTS you need to like go like all across the screen very fast, right? So because of that, like I'm kind of not good at like picking up items from the ground, right? Like I would like misclick these all the time. So for me, the pickup key is a blessing. And ultimately it's about like having more options, right? Like if you don't like the key, right, you can just play the game, and other people having the key is not gonna like really change the way you play the game, right? It's not gonna like diminish the way you feel about playing the game when other people can like use the pickup button, right? Because ultimately, like if you click the items perfectly, right, you're gonna be just as fast as like somebody playing like pickup key. Like they don't really have an advantage like playing pickup key, it's just quality of life. It ruins it for you, yeah, surely. I'm cheating, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Having like auto loot for components is also cheating, of course, right? You have to click every single component by hand in Grand Dawn, just like you have to like pick up every single transmute orb in PoE by hand, or like chaos or whatever, right? Yep, that is the vision. +3 to the aspect. Honestly, that's kind of nice because sure, I lose like Terrifying Gaze again, but it has bleed resistance, which I'm lacking right now. And do I need more damage? I mean, my Terrifying Gaze is the Vitality one anyway. It's not like that important. Yeah, it's like -500 damage maybe. That's acceptable. And instead we get like better resistances, so that's nice. Okay, let's go to the inventory quick. And then go to the Ugdenborg. There we go. What about devotions? They are applied. Okay, let's go to Ravage Village and also create a quick grimtools link for level 43, this is. Still not working for you, the item assistant? Huh, that's weird. I mean, just try the GT stash then, I guess. I can sometimes pick up some of the iron bats that drop off a chest because all pickup gets to them is the clunky part. Yeah, maybe it's like sometimes picking up the iron bats before like your auto loot is like sucking the iron bats up. Might be weird. You can only mouse click an item while holding a button. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, you mean like so you don't accidentally like click on the item while in combat? And you can just like press a button to hide all items. Right, that's what I do. There's like a button to hide all items, you just click that once and then you fight, and then at the end you like click the button again. That's kind of what I do. Which is... I have it in alt. This one right here, show items. It should be like hide items, I guess, but it says show items, no filter. Oh wait, no, I have it in control, right? No. Alt is the one that like shows items and like disables the filter, like it shows all items, like including the whites and yellows. And this one, toggle hide all items, is the one I'm, yeah, the control one is the one that hides them. This one hides all items. And alt would like... I mean, you can also have it so that like they're always hidden by default, right, like this. And then you press alt, you keep like press down alt to like pick up the item. That's also another way you could do it. You could hide them all by default and then like only look at the beams in the ground. But I think it's a bit hard to see the items on the ground sometimes, so I prefer to have them show by default and then like disable them whenever like I need to actually focus on combat. I have an emote of you playing hardcore the first time, Gorstack. You are dead. Sometimes you have to like actually... Sometimes pickup can't reach items, right? When like an item like lands here on the tree for some reason. then you have to still like click on the item with your mouse because pickup can't reach it. Like the pickup button only like works if the item's on the ground. Like they usually are, but sometimes it like lands on the tree, for example. And then pickup key can actually not pick up the item. So then you have to use your mouse. You still can't boot 64. Well, yeah, sorry I couldn't help, but that's a weird issue you have, man. Or like a weird issue your game has, rather. That's unlucky, I guess. Strixer with Korva set still good? Yeah, it's definitely good. Definitely a good build. Right, we gotta go over here, right? Where am I going? I know this game is top quality, so I'm willing to put like 500 hours into it. Yeah, I have... How many hours do I have in this game now? Oh yeah, I have 8,200. It's a bit more than 500 at this point. Not even 10,000, what the fuck? Casual, right? Rookie numbers. Not even 10,000 hours. What would I combine the Occultist with as a, like, for Dreek Civil build? If you just play Poison Dreek Civil or like Acid Dreek Civil, then you only really have like two options, so Old Keeper and Nightblade. And Old Keeper is a bit more versatile because it's good for like both spam as well as cooldown based Dreek Civil. Whereas Nightblade is kind of worse for cooldown and about the same for spam. So usually I would suggest going Oath Keeper. If you want to play Vitality Dreek Civil though, you can also play Shaman secondary. It's like really good. But that kind of requires gear like the Rot Guys set, for example. I mean, pretty much it does require that set, right? If you don't have the set, then don't bother. Oath Keeper for the Green Bros, yeah. The Green Guardians of Empyrean, the Green Bros. Yep. Took you 800 hours to beat a community season. Yeah, I mean, it has some content. Is the gear from the top 20 builds realistically achievable? It depends how many hours you put into it. But they are realistic, I would say, kinda, yeah. Not in like 100 hours, right? You need more than 100 hours probably. But I mean, they're kind of like made to, you know, have something to work for as a player. They are realistic, but to get to like exactly the same performance as they have, you will need to spend like a lot of hours for sure. Not realistic for you then? Yeah. Like if you're like starting fresh, right, from zero, you have like nothing in your inventory, then yeah, I would say like 100 hours at least, probably more. I mean, you can get to like kind of what they're doing, like to maybe like 80% of the power level, like probably like in maybe like 50 hours. I mean, it depends like how fast you get to endgame, right? Like you kind of have to like all the items they're using, you can't farm any of that before you level 100 basically, right? So you need to get 100 first, and then put like another, yeah, like 100 hours into farming. to get like the same gear, and like I guess less to get like something that's similar but worse. Yeah, like getting to 100 in Grim Dawn isn't that hard. Like if you're like new to the game, I would say. I mean, okay, if you're like completely new to the game, I would say like around your first character. If you have no idea what you're doing, I mean, you're still gonna like take 50 hours, I guess, to get to max level in Grim Dawn if you like have no idea what you're doing. If you have an idea what you're doing and you're doing like a fresh start, then it's like 20 hours or 25 hours maybe. Or I guess if you're like really fast, like 15 hours. But you still have to like farm for gear upgrades after that, and some of the gear is just random, so you might get it quick, some you might not get quick. And that's both the case for legendary items that are random drops, as well as like perfect affixes for your green items, right? I mean, getting a green item is not hard at all. Like getting these items also, you can like get it while leveling already. But getting this item with like perfect combination of affixes is gonna take a lot longer. Because there's like a lot more RNG going on at that point. How to set up the in-game time? You go to options, interface, display time, top right, second from the top right. Interface, display time over here. Why no rainbow filter? Because I played the game too much. I do recommend a rainbow filter for new players, though. It probably will make it easier for you to learn how items work in this game, especially like green items. It's gonna make it easier for you to evaluate the power of green items. I also don't mind playing with it. But there was like some patch, like some season recently, which made me not use it, and now I'm like too lazy to install it again, and I don't need it really. Like I pretty much know all affixes in the game anyway, and like all items, so I don't really need it. But it's good to have. Just use it for comfort at this point? Yeah.
Let me clear your mind of regret.
I mean, I get it, like, it can be comfortable too. I was never like the biggest fan of it because I kind of thought it's kind of like, it's too much like visual clutter in a way. Too many colors, that kind of like ruins the immersion a bit. Something like that. But it can be helpful for sure, like even for people that are like experienced with the game and have like many hours in the game. It can still like sometimes make items like a bit easier to read, or like a bit quicker to understand if it's good or not. Like even if you like know all the affixes, it might like still make like a 1 or 2 second faster for you to read, right? But at the same time it also feels a bit cluttery sometimes. It's not like that pretty to look at, in my opinion. But very helpful. It's a trade-off. Hey, these are the same boots, just empowered, so higher level and better. Level 50, that's cool. Actually good find. Otherwise, you can also get like, use Golemborn greaves, honestly, like if you get these from like a quest like I did, like a quest reward, or if you find them as well. These are really, really solid boots you can pretty much put on any build. They're like usually never best in slot for endgame, but they just make you like very, very tanky very early into the game, so if you find them, it's really nice. Yeah, the damage of this build right now is kinda crazy. Not gonna lie. I wonder how much more damage we're gonna get once we find the Leaf Mane Horn. Or if we're gonna get more damage even. Let's see. Reminds you of reviewing people's work in school who were using like too many highlighters, yeah. I also didn't like using the highlighters in school, to be fair, so maybe that's why I don't like rainbow filter. Like, the only kind of highlighting I did in school was like just using a standard pen and like underscoring stuff. It's like the only thing I did, pretty much. Everything else was too much effort for me. For sure. I mean, it's like the best way to like level at least the poison caster or occultist. I think pets are also really strong, and if you want to play like vitality, then I guess you play like pox and sigil. Which probably right now is actually slower than what I'm playing, but wait, hang on. There's like the secret area right over here. And they moved the spawn of the big tree like over here. Like now it always spawns here, I think. Yeah. Bargo like always spawns here now. Well, even this guy like instantly died, dude. Isn't he like supposed to be like poison resistant? Like him being a poison boss himself? What are good starter builds that don't use any pets, like, or are pseudo pets like like Wind Devil or Guardians of Empyrean? I guess this build if you play a Nightblade secondary instead of Oathkeeper. Let's get a brain work, man. Like Rainbow Filter for the item names, but that's it. Fair enough, yeah. How to change the camera? I use the default setting called camera rotation, right? You can go to keybinds, camera rotate, right? There's camera rotate left, camera rotate right, and there's just camera rotate. Left and right is like you press the button, the camera rotates to the left, the other one rotates to the right. And the camera rotate that does not have left or right in the name, that's like a button you press down and then you use your mouse. Right, it's like an enabler, right? So you can press that and then use your mouse to rotate the camera, which is much faster and I prefer to use. A key for the Ancient Grove, yeah, I could do that, I guess. True. Yeah, we're gonna go there later for sure. Like, if I don't get a Leaf Mane Horn until then, I'll definitely like pay the Ancient Grove a visit. Voice activated camera rotation. Left, left, left. Right, left, right. Same thing actually for like a Basilisk medal, right? I need a Basilisk medal too. Hey, Buhor, welcome on. Yeah, chair based. Like you have to rotate in your chair to the left to make the camera rotate left. Yep. Sounds good to me. Okay, in the bog, right, you want to search for Silvaria's cave, which has like 3 locations. Number 2 being here, number 1 being here, and number 3 being, well, where it's gonna be now. Because it's the last option. Just reset the vendor in the Ancient Grove until you get a triple rare. And you can do that for endgame maybe, but like... right now it seems like a waste of time in normal. Creeping ring. That gives me the creeps. +3 to aspect, that's kinda nice actually. It's not too bad. Holy shit. Oh my god. Wit and bleed dress. Is that usable? Might be. Thanks. Your former roommate used foot pedals for leaning in Tarkov. I mean, foot pedal gaming is legit, right? It has its use cases, for sure. Normal dot, I mean this is spam right now, so it's acid, not dot. And I mean it got like big buffs, so it's actually insane damage. I mean Panetti got like already gear buffed, but this is even more damage than Panetti, like it's kinda crazy. How much damage this is now. Okay, where do I put more points? Here, 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 for example. Just looks dumb. Yeah, I mean, some things look dumb but are actually efficient. I'm gonna find the traveling witches actually. Hold on, hold the phone. Am I converting Greek Civilized to Chaos? No, it's just acid and poison, like the default for now. Yeah, the like 60k DPS is kinda OP. For sure, at this point. Okay, here's the third location, here's the cave, we found the cave, woohoo, let's drop a portal here. Because we don't wanna like have to walk all the way back from the cave to the outside world. That's still not the build, is it? It's not the build. This is the build. Here we go. Or like what I have right now, at least. Not the end game, but what the build is right now. I think DPS numbers might be slightly inflated on this because it's a casting speed based like attack, which deals flat damage, yes, but it also deals dot damage, and I think DPS calculator like sometimes like stacks dot damage in a way that you actually in like real damage you can't stack. So it might be like slightly inflated actually. But yeah, let's see how fast we kill this Silvaria thing here. Okay, yeah, she took like 15 hits, which is like one of the slowest boss kills so far. I mean, she's like highly poison resistant as well. Since I'm waiting for Fangs, decided to give Sun Herald World Eater Commando a go. Looks fun, yeah, that's good. What would be the preferred endgame gear setup? Greek Civilized set, purple screens. If you wanna go spam and acid, I think Greek Civilized set is like the way to go actually. For cooldown, there might be like other options. If you wanna do vitality, then you play Rot Guys set. I think. Maybe. Wait, can't you also like play Acid Rot Guys actually? Maybe you can. Fire Pyromancer is actually, yeah, true. Fire Pyro is also very true, very strong. It needs the Ember Scouting set though, right? So that's not that easy to get. It's like an Shattered Realm only set. You can only get it in Shattered Realm. Not really something you can like play right away. Not recommended for first character. Lightning Grenado, like Elementalist or Sorcerer, is really good, yeah. Do I have to do the hidden path in all difficulties? No, you only have to do it in Ultimate. If you do hidden path on Ultimate, or any like quest that gives you attribute or skill points, you will also get all attribute and skill points from like normal and elite if you haven't done them on a normal and elite yet. So yeah. You had to in the past, but they fixed that at some point. You only have to do like hidden path once in Ultimate. It used to be that you have to do it in all difficulties, yeah, but not anymore. Do I know if Crate has any plans to remove Nightmare difficulty with the next expansion? You mean Elite? No idea what Nightmare is. I think that's like a Diablo 2 term, right? But I've never played Diablo 2, so... I mean, I have, like, once, but... They don't plan on removing it, but... You just skip it, right? I mean, already right now, you can just skip it. You don't have to play Elite ever again. If you, right now in the current patch, kill Logorian, right? If you kill Logorian in normal difficulty, Logorian now unlocks Elite and Ultimate. And there's, honestly, if you know how the game works at least, there's no reason to ever play Elite ever again. Even right now. Like you don't, I mean you can, but you don't have to. And I think there's like no reason. The only reason that like people bring up, and sure, I can see that, is to play like Elite Act 1 and like get some more additional devotions like real quick. But that's kind of like useless if your build is already strong enough for Ultimate, I think, personally. But... like, if you can't play Ultimate because your rep is dog shit, or because your build is too like weak without devotions, then maybe your build is just bad. Or like you as a player are like a bad pilot with the build, which is fair. Like you can be bad at the game and still enjoy the game, of course. But like you don't need Elite, right? Like it's optional. Yeah, that's true. Like some of the monster frequencies you can't upgrade in normal because like Act 1 doesn't scale high. And then you're kind of like forced to play Elite Act 1. Which I think is like bad design. In a way. But I also get it that they don't want to like scale Act 1 too high because like some people might be frustrated already in Act 1, like quit the game because like enemies are scaling out of hand. Yeah, it's like a problem that like Crate has to deal with, and I think obviously they're not gonna remove Elite, right? Elite is always gonna exist because they literally can't remove Elite because some people don't have the expansions, right? Like so you can't like remove Elite for people that don't have the expansion, right? If you play vanilla like base game Grim Dawn and you have no expansions, you have to play Elite actually still because there's not enough content. But if you have the expansions right now, then you don't need to play Elite. The monster frequent problem is something that the community leagues fix by just like having even Act 1 like scale up to like level 80 or something like that. But I know that like some people that are like coming to Grim Dawn are like new to Grim Dawn but have like played other RPGs in the past, that they sometimes think that the level scaling of Grim Dawn is like frustrating. I don't agree, but I can see it being a thing. Like it's a very Diablo 2 kind of like mindset to think that you can like out-level enemies. In Grim Dawn you just can't do that. Like I sometimes like on Reddit I see like people saying like I just have to like grind more levels then I can beat Warden Krieg or something like that. And it's like it's not how it works. Like I mean it actually works in normal difficulty for like Act 1, but after that it doesn't really work anymore. Like if you don't also upgrade like your gear, or you're like if you level but then like put your points in the wrong things, you're literally weaker compared to the enemies, right? Like if you don't know, like I don't know, if you pick like the wrong devotions, or like if you pick the wrong skills or like the wrong attributes, then just having a higher level doesn't do anything. Like the scaling is just different in Grim Dawn, like compared to Diablo, and also you need to constantly upgrade your gear in Grim Dawn, right? Because armor matters, and if you like run around at like level 80 with a level 10 chest, which might have been totally fine in Diablo 2, then you're gonna die because you have no armor value in your chest, and like chest is the armor piece that gets hit the most often, right? For example. Attribute reset earlier. Yeah, I can see that being maybe like frustrating, yeah. First attribute reset potion you get is in Act 5, right? Like when you do the one quest where you save the dad of the girl in Gloomwald. I think it's like the first one you get. Which is, like for a new player, that's many hours down the line. I'm on Ultimate right now? No, it's just normal. I'm not playing Elite, but yeah, just normal. Like what I recommend people is to full clear normal, so you get to know all the acts, so you also unlock all reputations with all factions, because reputation is like very important actually in this game. And once you've like you full clear normal, and then you go to ultimate, full clear ultimate as well. That's more efficient than like doing just base game and normal, then going to elite, doing base game and elite, and then like doing ultimate, for example. Like that's what some people do, but I think it's kind of bad, mostly because of reputation issues. Yeah, like reputation matters a lot more than people think. That's also like why some people like think leveling in the Crucible is a good idea. I mean, yes, you get experience in the Crucible, obviously. You can level in the Crucible, you can make this number right here go up. But everything else is not good to level in the Crucible, right? Like you don't get a reputation, for example. Like none at all. Zero, nada. And yes, you get some devotions if you like expand your tokens with or whatever it is in the Crucible. But it's really inefficient, honestly. It's not good at all. Okay, I want to use this because it gives me like more skill points to Bloodburst, which is really nice. It makes me lose some Chaos Rust though. How do I get more Chaos Rust right now? Okay, let's just craft some more defensive components for my weapons maybe. Let's go ahead and, well, first of all like talk to this lady. Hand in all the quests. Done that, done this, right? Okay, cool. And then there's like one more we can hand in as well. Bounty rework when? Maybe next year. Who knows, right? Who knows? Been there, been there. Okay, cool. Imagine Crucible leveling in 2025. Yeah, it's just absolute dog shit. Like, don't do that, please. The problem is, like, I still see some people recommending it to others because they've played like Grim Dawn back in like 1990. And back in 1990 it was like good to level in the Crucible. Which was true at some point, right? But it's not anymore, like it's just not. Like, don't do it. Things have changed. This is not Diablo 2 where nothing changes ever. Purified salt, right. Okay, so this one gives me bleeding and chaos resistance. And this one gives me aether resistance. And we're kind of like at a point in the game where it starts becoming increasingly more important to actually fix the resistances. That's why I'm doing this right now. Okay, put points where? Here, here and here maybe. Sounds good. You have 4,500 hours and you've never done the Crucible. I like Crucible actually, as like an endgame mode. But like endgame only, right? Should I skip Elite if I do hardcore? I mean, ultimately, especially in hardcore, play the game in whichever way you feel comfortable, right? I think you can be totally fine skipping Elite if you prepare for Ultimate properly, right? If you don't know whether or not your character is properly equipped for Elite, for Ultimate, prepared for Ultimate, then maybe like log into Ultimate and then like see what your resistances look like, and if they're not all capped except for physical, right? If these aren't all 80% in Ultimate, then go back to like normal or Elite and like try to work on that. This is making you go back to Grim Dawn after a Skyrim break. I think Grim Dawn is a good game, man. What can I say? Crucible is good for like getting to level 14 faster with some devotion points. I think it's still a waste of time, to be fair, because you could spend the same time just playing the like normal difficulty, and it's like, I don't know. Like what you're saying is exactly what was good like in 1990, like when the game first came out, right? But in 2025, I don't think it's good anymore. It's kind of like a waste of time. Like in the grand scheme of things, I think it's still a waste of time. Yeah, I'm just playing Occultist right now. For this build, right, if you were to play a secondary, you choose Oathkeeper. And if you're feeling fancy, you can also choose Nightblade. But you basically choose Oathkeeper most of the time. Also, Brandon Schmelter, if you have, like, if you're not on your first character, right? You can just be level 35 in literally 5 minutes if you do like another level trick that doesn't include the Crucible at all, right? And, well, that's like another reason why you don't need Crucible. Like, it's literally like, okay, maybe not 5, but like 10 minutes, right? Like, literally 10 minutes. And like one single Crucible run already like needs 10 minutes, kind of. So, yeah. For like second character plus, Crucible is hot garbage. And for first character, I think even for first character, like it's not really that fast. Grab some yellow items and then leave. To grab some yellow items in the Crucible, you need to like still defeat all 10 waves, which is not fast if you're like level 1. If you're level 1 in the Crucible, you just die because you have no skill at all anyway. Like, you need to play the base game. Like, you need to level a bit first in the main campaign before even like being able to do the Crucible, right? And then you could go to the Crucible and like get some devotion points and so on, which is like the thing that was useful back in the 90s. But it's like not needed anymore. Like, I mean, I also did that, right? Like, back in Vanilla Grim Dawn, or like AOM Grim Dawn, I also did exactly that. Like, I know how it works, but it's not worth it anymore. Like, it's just not. Like, we moved on. The game has moved on from that.
Is that your mother? As you command.
Okay, let's try how fast we defeat Algrim here. This should be rather fast on this, right? Let's see. Energy might be a problem though, but damage is ridiculous, so... Maybe it's still... Yeah, it's still easy. Holy shit, this is way easier than Penalty as well. Okay. This was giga easy, actually. What do I plan on trying out next? I mean, today's gonna be the last day that I'm playing this character for now, right? Because, as I said last time, I really only wanna do like normal playthroughs really quick to like see which skill is like the best for like, you know, starters to play through like the normal difficulty. Like, not that many people even like play ultimate, right? Like, some people actually stop playing the game after normal. So just for like that audience, we're first of all like trying to figure out like what's a cool skill like early to mid game. Like, what means normal is kind of early game, right? Just all of normal is early game, really. But so we're gonna like probably park the character at around like level 55 or something like that. Give some suggestions on like how you could proceed with the character, but not actually play that for now. Maybe like link some endgame builds or something like that. But I might like ultimately like push these builds to like all the way to low-car, right? So they're like a full beginner playthrough, but for now I'm mostly interested in trying to figure out like what the best, or like what are comfortable skills for leveling like single classes. Because most builds in Grim Dawn are kind of single class builds, and then the secondary is just like a support class. There's not too many builds that are like using both classes is like a defining feature of the build, I would say. I mean, some obviously are, but not all. I don't know, what do you want to see next? I mean, what got buffed in the patch? I think Inquisitor would be interesting. Like comparing runes to like the buffed Word of Pain and Stormbox, for example. Also get movement speed now with a gun Inquisitor, yeah. Flames also got buffed, yeah, that's actually true. Flames is standing still though. Well, it's, but yeah, I guess, maybe. Are there like any good early game MIs for Flames? I would love to see runes too, yeah. Runes actually didn't get like buffed in this patch, but runes are really good, and I also didn't mention runes back in my old like Inquisitor leveling video. Like, runes weren't as good back then, but they got like buffed a couple patches in between, so they're like really good right now. And were like definitely the best way to level Inquisitor, I think, up until this very patch. And on this patch, like the other options also got like buffed again, so they might all be good now, I don't know. Oron's blood is now a weapon pool skill. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's not only like a proc, it's actually a weapon pool skill even. Oron is like way better. Indeed. What do you play for that though? Like, the best build for Oron's blood is like a physical Archon, right? Or something like that, actually.
I hope you're ready.
I mean, you can play Cadence, but like, Cadence is actually not that good with weapon pool skills. It's fine, but something like Righteous Fervor or Savagery would be better. Started the game 2 months ago, and your beginner guide have been really useful. Thanks for the great content. I appreciate it. Ekaralia, welcome on. Glad you enjoy the game and the content. Appreciate the kind words. Hard to give up on Seal of Might. Yeah, that's true. For endgame, it's different. Seal of Might got nerfed though. I don't know. I think Orwell's Blood is for leveling like way better than Seal of Might, and for endgame, definitely competitive. I'm not sure if you pick it more often than Seal of Might, but even if you don't, it's still a competitive option, I would say. Dual wield Death Knight. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. But, like, beginner Death Knight, I would never play, like, Cadence for leveling, ever. Like, Cadence is something you play level 100. At least on a Death Knight. You would never play Cadence pre-100, I think, on Death Knight. You always play Blade Arc instead, or even Force Wave. Like, Cadence for leveling, I think, is only good if you play Voidrock's Crusher. And when you... I mean, I guess you could also play, like, Cadence, Voldrak's Crusher, Death Knight, but it's just so much better on a Witchblade or a Water. Is there a way to test out how good a build is? Yeah, you make a build and then you play it. I don't know. That's kind of like how these games work, right? You make a build and then you play it, and then you see if it's good or not. Or you like ask other people, hey, have you made this build? Is it good or not? Or you like go to YouTube and like watch some videos of like somebody like making a build and then looking at the performance and determining for yourself is it good enough or not. No way, dude. Yeah, for Death Knight, I mean, yeah, like you really only want to play Cadence if all other options are also mediocre and you have like Giga Juice gear for it, which would be Voldrak's Crusher. And also because like Blade Arc or Force Wave are not that great for water, I think. So in water it's fine. But in everything else, I don't know. Cadence is not a good time, I think, for leveling. It's just no AoE and too slow. Needs like 3 hits to even do anything. Yeah, and even then, you could also play Savagery, which is also very good. I don't know what's faster, to be fair, for leveling Voldrak's Crusher, Cadence, or like Troll, Bone Crusher, Savagery. They're both really good. I mean, I played Cadence with Voldrak's on water and had like a really, really good time. I think it's very solid. But Troll, Bone Crusher is really good too. I mean, I didn't really actually try it myself, but I think it's... it should be very good too. I think Troll Bone Crusher is definitely something you want to use if you play a melee Conjurer, right? Like, Troll Crusher is something you can play on the water, but you definitely would play on a Conjurer if you play melee physical Conjurer or like Bleed Conjurer. Or Archon too, yeah, true. For Archon is also really good. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Troll Crusher is like an Archon weapon as well, like Conjurer and Archon. Not really that good for water, I think. Did they buff the speed from the Dreeks without projectile? I don't think so, actually, but maybe they did. I don't think so, though. Wow. Nice teleports. Yeah, Warlord is really strong. I would always recommend playing Blitz, though, on Warlord. Because the itemization for Blitz is so juicy, like early game. Like, easy to get. Like Blitz and then play some default attack in between, like Righteous Fervor, right? I think Blade Arc Warlord is actually not bad either. There's like Kaliska's Shield and I think Sandclaw Slicer as well. Like Blade Arc Warlord should be very solid too. You can also play the two-hander, but I mean the two-hander is kind of made for that night. I have no energy, what the fuck? Okay. Yeah, if I were to play Blade Arc and I was gonna play Warlord over Water, or over... Well, yeah, over Water and also over Death Knight. Then I think I would play the like Sword and Board version with like Sandclaw Slicer and Kaliska's Shield. Because like Oathkeeper has so many like nice shield bonuses. Like Warlord is just a really good shield class. Like really good. And there aren't many good shield classes in the game, to be fair, because like shields are... I mean, they're a lot better now than they used to be, but...
You better have it. As far as I know, As far I don't know. So, if you're the Ethereum,
Blitz into Blade Arc. And then Blitz into Blade Arc to Blitz. Really? Maybe, yeah. I probably wouldn't be... Like, I couldn't be bothered, like, switching around. If I wanted to play Blitz, I would, like, just stick with Blitz. If I wanted to, like, play Blade Arc, I would just stick with Blade Arc, probably. But if you were to, like, completely min-max the speed progression, I guess you could do that, yeah. Gargoyle rings are insane, yeah. Especially if you play, like, RF as a filler. But even if you don't, right? If you play Blade Arc, aren't, like, Crony rings better, though? Like, Crony rings for Blade Arc, right? Warlord is kind of like Conqueror and Titan Quest? Yeah, pretty much. I agree. Get the Leaf Mane Horn? Oh yeah, I should like really go to Ancient Grove, right? Shouldn't I? For sure. I also didn't get the medal, right? Like, what the hell? I got neither of my 2 monster frequents so far. And I mean, I'm not getting it then in the Candle District, that's for sure. I'm gonna run Ancient Grove. Do I have hope for Titan Quest 2? I do have hope. You can always hope, right? You should always hope. Always hope for the best. I'm not expecting, like, all too much. But I have high hopes, though. Like, all I'm expecting from Titan Quest 2 is, like, another, like, nice, fun RPG. That's, like, literally all my expectations. The skill system they have reminds me a lot of a... Well, like, kind of like hybrid of Titan Quest or like Grim Dawn, and Diablo 3 actually, like the way you have like the different runes or whatever to like make your like modify your skills basically. Kind of like reminds you of Diablo 3, right? Do I have hope for Assassin's Creed Shadows? What? Who? The only Assassin's Creed I played was Assassin's Creed 1. And I think 2 as well. That's it. Like 15 years ago, or whenever it came out, right? I mean, they were good games. You haven't played Assassin's Creed since 1990? Yeah, same. Basically same. Ezio Saga? Yeah, that was pretty good actually. True. Okay, where the hell do I have to go again? I forgot. There's like another thing over here, like another... Fuck Candle District, man, like every time you're getting lost in this bullshit layout. Okay, I'm gonna go like here, I think, and then like here, and then back here. And then check if the wagon is, I think, here somewhere maybe. Wait, I missed the southern wagon. Did I? Yeah, southern is like here. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Oh wait, but it's on the other side, so I just wasted my time going here. Cool. Okay. Gotta go here, blah blah. I am down here. Grim Dawn Professional, right? Like 8k hours, by the way. Yeah. Still beaten by Candle District layout. Volcanic Stride, burn damage, skating with ranks, skaters coming back. That actually does nothing for skaters. Like, burn damage is not what you want. You need the fire damage. Like, skaters stack the flat fire damage. The burn damage you don't stack. Like, it's literally unstackable. So... it doesn't matter for skaters, actually. It's like a nothing burger buff. Does nothing. It's good for builds that use Fire Smite, but don't skate. That's like what it's a buff for. Yeah, just play Shadow Strike and Mammoth, true. Then like they do the pathing for you. Indeed, that's how you play Mammoth, right? Just get Shadow Strike. And have Shadow Strike like path for you. True. Can always play Skyrim instead. Master issue. I mean, I could like use a different rune. I could like use Shadow Strike rune instead. I have a meta weapon. Just play Vanish. The resistance is resisting. Here I am. Okay, do we do Ancient Grove now real quick? To like try to get the thing? Maybe later. Let's just kill Theoden. I'm like hardcore vibing with this layout right now. It's so much fun. I heckin' love Mammoth layout. Come on, pick it up. Thank you. Oh my god, dude. I was stuck. We can still see final form against Korvac. I haven't killed Korvac yet. And as we all know, right? Korvac fucks you! So you need to be prepared for Korvac. Come, little human. Exactly. True bosses, mammal stairs. Yeah, it's like the biggest boss in this area for sure, for sure. Let's get the OA. More crits. Actually, my hit chance is pretty good because this thing gives me also OA, right? Level 3 is kind of nice. Dude, imagine like PoE style random layouts in Mammoth. Holy fuck. That would be interesting. I don't mind like random layouts in endgame, but in campaign I honestly prefer not having layouts that are random. Hate Rig Civil cause no full conversion to the Chaos. I mean, don't play Chaos then. All sub-skills need to be converted because you sacrifice the next slot. I mean, trying, like, getting all conversion, like, one slot on one item is kind of rare, though. Okay, where do I put points? Here? And maybe like here for some bigger AoE for now. I mean, this is like really where you wanna, like the point where you wanna choose your secondary class, right? Like at the very latest level 50. Usually like at 35 or 30 plus. But we're gonna, well, pull through unless we die, which we're not gonna do, right? We're gonna pull through until like the end of normal. And conduits have max stress, like conduits are really strong. Like conduits definitely don't need a buff. I mean, they still don't need a buff. Like even if it's weak for softcore, like they're really strong. Like even for softcore, max stress is very strong. Like or like the conduits in general are very strong for softcore, I think. Because if you have like defenses there, then you can like go a bit more offensive somewhere else usually. Are you spawning? Are you a spawner? Or are you just pretending? Okay, let's go back and then quests, pick up other quests.
Good work out there. You can be sure this
Good work. Good work, chat. You did well. GG, well played.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Okay, sell this, right? Sell all of this crap too. It's all crap. It's all trash. Oh yeah, yeah, change boots. I mean, it's literally the same, just better. Hey, this even fixes my 8th address. That's convenient.
Iron well. See anything you like? See you around.
Very convenient even. Okay, let's go back. Change the amulet.
Tinkering is
Amulet? I mean component. I probably don't actually want to use this component though, to be fair. And I could instead like craft some other stuff, right? Like another rigid shell, for example. Or, wait, do I have movement speed? Just put like market to traveler, right? Yeah. And then... yeah, it's like time to remove Jackal now, actually. Just need like more green. What do I do for more green? Raven and what else? I guess Hawk, actually. Hawk too. Fox. No. Don't do Fox. Yeah, Raven into A-bomb. Okay, no, I can't actually like remove anything right now. I mean, I could remove Jackal, but like if I remove Jackal, I need to get Ghoul, and like Ghoul needs more points. So we're not doing that now, I think. Actually, maybe later. But at least we already have like enough movement speed now so that we can remove Jackal without going below 135 movement speed, which is kind of terrible to do. Always loved Grim Dawn for its handcrafted world and all the smaller and larger secrets. Yeah, me too, actually. Something you miss in most modern RPGs, D4 open worlds felt kind of horrible. I mean, D4 feels terrible because the biggest secret you have, well, I mean, maybe not the biggest, but like most of the secrets you have are like an empty cellar, which is like one room, which has like one boring quest, or maybe not even anything, right? Like one single chest without anything else. I don't know. That's like, bruh. Nice dungeon. Nice Diablo 4 dungeon. Like not even a unique boss or something like that, you know? D4 better than LA? I don't know, is it? Maybe. I have not played D4 enough. D4, playing D4 in beta made me not buy D4. Playing Nazi Pokken beta made me buy LE. I guess. I don't know. I think I personally still like LE more because you're not giving money to Blizzard.
I'm pleased to hear that.
That's like the main reason.
Captain,
I'm playing D4 right now, it's bad. But you're playing it. Ellie play Recback Brothers playing Ellie made you buy Ellie influencers. Yeah, I'm a big influencer, guys. I influence like 2 people, maybe. Actually more than 2, I guess, but honestly, I'm looking forward to play Last Epoch Season 2. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm looking forward to... Well, if they did a good job to actually enjoy the game, and if they didn't do a good job, then I'm looking forward to, like, hating on the game again. So, either way, I think it's gonna be some content for, like, a week at least. You bought Ellie in my store? Yeah, true, true. I mean, you enjoyed the game too, like, don't lie. Don't lie to me. I mean, maybe you're not enjoying it anymore now, but you did enjoy it for like a couple hundreds of hours. So I don't know, like, is it wasted money because you don't enjoy it right now, but you did enjoy it in the past? I don't know, depends how you look at it, I guess. I think you get your money's worth out of Ellie, like, 100%. It's like, what, 30 bucks for... Like, I don't know, like, many other games that are like 30 bucks have way less content. Like, even Volson, you could say, is like worth buying, like, on sale. Right. Ellie visuals are good. Some of them are good, but then you remember that, like, many of the unique items in Ellie still don't even have their own model. Like, the fucking game released, right? Full release. And they don't have a unique, like, model for all uniques. Like, huh? What I think about the new class, the Berserker class, I think it's gonna be lots of fun and plays really, really nicely. Is there a build for poison and acid pets? Yeah, the Ghoul set, right? Ghoul. G-H-O-L set is what you want. You can play it on, like, Necromancer Shaman. I guess also Necromancer Occultist. Or maybe even, like, I don't know if it's good on Occultist Shaman. I don't think it's actually good on that. But you want Necro, I think. Especially Necro Shaman. Yeah, right. I mean, it's like, you don't have to, like, pay to get more content in Ellie. Also, give me 1 second. I need to answer the door real quick. Alright. I am back. For people that, yeah, okay. I mean, elite trade is, I mean, it doesn't even, like, even PoE 2 trade has, like, duping problems though, right? Doesn't, like, every trading system have, like, duping problems? Kind of feels like that. How much money did Blizzard give me? For what? Blizzard doesn't give any money. Melee is kind of ass in LE, yeah, it's true. I mean, I still play Melee in LE, but it's kind of bad. I guess, I don't know, I think... I mean, Paladin Melee was good, like in Season 1, right, because Healing Hands was broken as fuck. But without it, it was kind of bad. Yeah, Blizzard only takes money, doesn't give money, exactly. To sabotage all other games. Wait, am I sabotaging other games? Am I sabotaging Grim Dawn? Huh? Is Fangs of Asterkarn sabotaging the game? Only Fangs of Asterkarn? Only Fangs of Asterkarn? Yeah, true. True. I am sabotaging Grim Dawn too. I mean, Crate said Fangs of Asterkarn is not gonna like influence the development of Grim Dawn 2 in any way. I mean, that's what the PoE 2 devs also said, like that's what like GG said about PoE 2, right, as well. Like PoE 2 is not gonna influence PoE 1 development. So... yeah, because yeah, exactly. I mean, they have like one guy working on the engine for Grim Dawn 2, because literally only like one guy I think like knows how to write it in their company or something like that. I don't know, or like 2 or 3, and they're like doing that, and everybody else is like working on Fangs of Asterkarn or like doing what's it called, like the city builder thingy. Right, Farthest Frontier. Also, I think like Grabba is like working on a horror game since like 10 years already. It feels like when is that guy finished with his game? Like, I mean, I like the guy, but it feels like Crate is like somehow like Grabba's like somehow leeching off Crate, and he can like do his own dream within the company, and nobody says anything. But he like takes 10 years to even like make the game, like his dream come true or something. I don't know. It's kind of funny. Grabba disappeared into the void, yeah. That's why he is making a horror game now in the void. He was spooked so much he can't even finish the game now, and maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Aegis Retaliation Paladin is viable? Yeah, it's fine. I mean, Warlord is probably better than Paladin, but Paladin is fine too. I mean, that was their initial plan, right? They wanted to ditch... Oh, Farthest Frontier. I thought like Fangs of Asterkarn. I mean, they were like doing Farthest Frontier because they needed like a sanity break from developing RPG, I think. They really wanted to like make... I mean, Crate is like kinda... They value their own like health and sanity, and like they value whatever they wanna do over like whatever is like the most efficient thing to do for the company when it comes to like making revenue. Like the most efficient thing to do for revenue would probably have been to just like take Unreal Engine 5 and like make Grim Dawn 2 in Unreal Engine 5 or something like that. Like if they want to like get it out as quickly as possible. If they want to like be independent in making their own, or like developing their own engine makes more sense. But not everybody in their company can like write engines, so well, that's why like other people are doing other things in the company, like perhaps Frontier or Fangs of Asterkarn, right? But yeah, I mean, it's clear, right? Because there's like no servers and no live server stuff in the multiplayer that Grim Dawn isn't gonna have like the biggest audience ever. Right. I mean, to be fair though, I don't know if they wanna like do Grim Dawn 2 like live server style either. Because and look at Last Epoch, right? Like, if you make a live servers game, but less people are playing your live servers game than an offline game, then you have a financial problem, right? Like, if you look at Steam charts right now, right? By the way, Theoden died, right? Because he's like the hardest campaign boss in the game, more or less. But I mean, Drink Supply is like OP as fuck right now. So he just died. Yeah. Okay, like look at the Grim Dawn, right? Like Grim Dawn right now, it's like 4,000 people playing basically, right? I don't fucking value. Oh my god, fuck off, dude. Oh, Jesus. And Last Epoch has, yeah, like not even half of that, right? It's like 3 times less players right now. But they have to like pay servers and stuff, right? Like, Crate doesn't have to pay anything, right? They have 0 running costs. Crate at least needs to give decent co-op. That's true though, like 100%. At least like good couch co-op, right? For all the couch co-op RPG gamers. What is Wolsten at? I mean, it's like 5 people, I think. Okay, it's 54 people currently playing. 56 peak. It's basically 5, right? Holy. The problem with LE is like their dev cycles are way too long. It's like the main problem, I think. And the reason why their dev cycles are too long is I think I don't know, man, like they have a good foundation, but they kind of have like no idea what to do. Maybe they're just like bad at programming or something, I don't know. LE is 1600. I mean, technically it's closer to Wolsten than to Grim Dawn, yeah, if you like take absolute numbers. I mean, Last Epoch is like a bunch of dudes that really like Diablo 2 meeting on Reddit, making a cool game, right? And the way they approach it is like kind of how people in university like approach like a I don't know. It's kind of like a high school project, you know. I mean, not really high school, a bit more sophisticated, of course, but kind of has like that kind of vibe. It's still a fun game, but I wish that it would also not have the Diablo 2 hard on all the time. Anyway, I still hope they are cooking for Season 2, right? Maybe I'm on copium, but I hope they're cooking for Season 2 and it's gonna be a great season, right? It's gonna be absolute bonkers content, right? Oh wait, what? They're not completing the flippin' like... They're not even completing their campaign still? Dude. I wanna play Last Epoch campaign, man. Like, give me a finished campaign. In 2030 or what? LE vision is 200 to 300 corruption, and players push like 4 to 5k. Yeah, I mean, that's true, right? But instead of like polling the community whether or not they want things to be nerfed or not, just like have your own vision and nerf the stuff if you think that, like that's too high, right? Like just nerf the stuff then. Like, I don't know, man.
I'll give you a good
Like,
price.
if your game is out of control, then you should like try to get it under control, I think. LE loot filter is big shit. I mean, if you think LE loot filter is big shit, what do you think about Grim Dawn loot filter then? Because I think like LE loot filter is way better than Grim Dawn's loot filter, right? Yeah, I think like the crafting system is pretty cool. And the loot filter is like the best in-game loot filter that you have by default in an RPG. Yes, some PoE loot filters are better, right? But they're not like by default in the game. Like idols, I don't know, but idols are fine. I don't think like idols are bad. It's a system. I don't think it's a bad system. I think it's fine. Like, idols are fine, skill trees are technically also fine if the skill trees were, like, balanced in a way, and it's more interesting than just, like, search for more damage in the tree. Like, most of the problems, I think, are balance related, kind of like bad design related when it comes to certain nodes in the tree. And yeah, like them not changing the game at all. And the campaign not being finished, or like, why would you want to skip the campaign before even playing the game? Like, why can a first character even skip the campaign? It makes no sense. It makes sense for like second characters, but like, why does the first character even skip the campaign? Like, huh? It's just saying your game is bad. Like, why even do a campaign in the first place then? For endgame, for like very, very endgame, the game has like, the loot filter has like maybe some problems, or the crafting has some problems. But I think there's bigger problems than like the endgame crafting or like endgame loot filter actually. I mean, back when I was like properly supported, I feel like nowadays, I mean, I still have like some hope that they maybe like sometimes make like a good product or like a good season. And also I do play the game because I already have the game anyway sometimes. And it's like a fun time every now and then. But I mean, I just, like 2 years before they wanted to like finish their game, right? They said they would like finish their game when they actually released their game. But they didn't like finish their game when they released their game, so it's, now it's kind of, I don't know. Like, at least finish your campaign, man. Like, a campaign should be, like, if you have a campaign in RPG, you need to, like, make it matter, I think. And you don't make it half-assed and then skip half of the ending and then introduce mechanics to skip the campaign before even, like, finishing the campaign, right? Like, fix your game first, I don't know. Not even all classes have all skills. Yeah. I mean, they took away one skill from Lich, right? And gave it to Warlock, saying Lich is gonna get another skill in return. Lich is still waiting for that skill to exist, right? Like, it still didn't get the compensated skill yet. Like, 1.5, like a year later, right? Like, I don't know, man. Instead, we got like loot goblins, right? Like, literally. Like, bruh. Wait, which skill did they rob from Woolwich? Wait, okay. Hang on. I don't remember the name, but it's like something with souls. Okay, let's go to Grim Dawn Tools, which is the same as Glassy Book Tools, pretty much. Builds. No, build planner. Class. Lich, I guess. No, we have to go Warlock actually. Skills. Soul Feast. Yeah, Soul Feast was a Lich skill before. they took away, like, Lich is missing one skill here, right, as you can see, and that's because Soul Feast was a Lich skill before. And they robbed Lich, like, Soul Feast from Lich, put it in Warlock, because probably they couldn't finish another skill in time, and they wanted to, like, the new class to be finished. So they just, like, took away Soul Feast from Lich to put it in Warlock. And, yeah, they said Lich is gonna get something back in return, but yeah, it's still waiting. Still waiting. Okay, actually, I think we entered because we didn't get what I want. So we check the shop. Season 2 for Legacy Poker is set to happen in April. Like it's gonna actually happen in April. Season 2, 1 year after Season 1. Let's go. And this dissection of game mechanics aside, Grim Dawn is a lot of fun. Yeah, it is. Even with the Grim Dawn Iceberg, right? Grim Dawn is a lot of fun, for sure. I don't know, like Grim Dawn just keeps on giving, and the devs aren't like idiots, so... And the devs like listen to the people that actually know how the game works, and not to like random idiots. Can't blame me with a Warcraft player. I mean, is it like a synonym for having low standards? Why am I Grim Dawn League polls and game balance? I should like do like a survey, right? Survey. Okay, so this shop right here in this area, right? It can sell you some monster frequents. Like Basilisk Marks. It actually didn't... Oh yeah, this is the one I want, right? Basilisk Fang. This has like leech to Dreeks Evil and crit damage. And +3 to the skill as well. Root of Protection is pretty fucking bad, so I mean we could buy it. Also like buy these. Do you not get the Leafmane Horn? Oh, here it is, right? No, not Trophy Horn. We want this one. Caustic of Corrosion. I mean, that's a lot of damage. Let's buy this one. It's actually very nice. You get this from the Yetis otherwise, and you get the metal from the Basilisks. What level am I? I'm level 52. You can see the level in the bottom center. Grim Dawn is not an idiot game like Path of Exile where the level is hidden for like no reason. I mean, actually, PoE is a good game, but like I do not understand why they just not show the level on the flippin' like screen, right? It's just not understandable for me. It's such a basic thing, especially like in the age of streaming. Makes no sense to not have that as like a basic feature. Okay, so we go here, wait like 15 to 20 seconds, like 15 seconds is enough. And then we go back, and that will reset the vendor. Yeah, PoE 2 still doesn't show it. Like, I get it, like, PoE 1 doesn't show it, but how the fuck did they make PoE 2 UI without, like, putting the number, like, somewhere, right? It doesn't have to be big. I think, like, Grim Dawn's, like, even Last Epoch has it now, right? Like, Ellie has it, like, very small, but at least they have it, right? Like, I don't know, man. I don't get it. Any way to make this build tankier? Oh shit, I actually have that enabled. You can get more physical resistance and more armor, I guess. Do you have Warcry max and do you use that all the time? Yeah, you do. You can like put 10 points of Mark of Torment. That will make you tankier. Yeah, honestly, okay, like... You have Warcry, you have permanent Warcry with like 31 DR. You have 5 out of 10 points Mark of Torment. You can like put 10 out of 10 Mark of Torment. Your armor is decent, your physical resistance is... Well, it exists, but it's kind of low. So I think the main things would be put 10 points in Mark of Torment and get more physical resistance. What's your DA again? Your DA is fine though, yeah. You probably need more OA actually, so you can leech better. And some things you need to just, like, dodge, I guess. Okay, Blighted of Mending I think is better than what we had offered before, so we're gonna buy this one too. So these two items we're gonna check out at like level 55, right? So like in 3 levels from now. Do we even finish this dungeon? I mean, I could, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. We got the items I want, that's all I need. Sorry for the short answer, by the way, Berserker-sama. I kind of don't have all too much time to stream today, and I do want to get this guy done. To level 55 and like kill Okar. What's he called? Logorian? No. Korvac, fuck me, dude. Also, in my grimtools that you sent me, rather, in your grimtools, you don't have Blind Fury Bound. Why do you not have Blind Fury Bound? Oh, you could like change devotions to not include Oleron, but instead include Fist of Fire. There's like a Fist of Fire setup you can do on physical, like Fist of Fire, I think like 2 or 3 points in Obelisk and the Azuraka devotion. That is certainly a tankier devotion route than going for Oleron. Like you want Assassin's Blade, right? Bear, Kraken, Fist of Fire, Azuraka, and Ulzad. Somehow you want like all of these, and I think that works. And I think that's also what I played like on my Death Knight when I played the physical Blade Arc Death Knight, which you should be able like to find physical Blade Arc Death Knight on my YouTube. And like just check out the devotion page I played there. That should be probably tankier than yours. Any tips for fighting the undead nemesis? Are you playing a cold build or something else? Because if you are playing a cold build, you can't kill as crystals, right? They have like 500% cold resistance. You can kill them on non-cold builds, but on cold builds you can't. So it's like especially hard if you're playing a cold build character, that's just how it is. Fist of Fire, yeah, the skill itself is not necessarily that good, but the points, like the like non-skill points in Fist of Fire are like very high. They got buffed at some point, and they're like a bit over buffed I think right now, and they're like too good. And thus they have like very high value. If you're a cold build, like just kite him away from the crystals. You can't fight him in the crystals if you have like 0 freeze resistance at least. Also, if you don't have 80% freeze resistance, right? If you don't have this at 80% when you're fighting Muslaki, you can just craft a Hoarfrost ointment, right? Go to your smith and see if you can craft a Hoarfrost ointment, which gives you like 66% freeze resistance, which will definitely like help killing the undead nemesis. Super Dragon's Guide? Oh yeah, that was... I mean, that's a good guide, to be fair, but it's a bit old at this point, I think. I don't know if he did, like, updated it to, like, the recent patches. And the devotion route that he went for was definitely, like, the way to go. Like, 2 years ago. Like, up until 2 years-ish ago, I would say. But I think on current patch, like, Fist of Fire, especially, like, for hardcore at least, or, like, for... If you want to be tankier, it's just better. Hoarfrost Ointment, yeah. Oink oink. Yeah, the 20 purple, I don't know, like, I think Fire needs actually like a small nerf and Oleron needs like a small buff. Or like the purple devotions leading up to Oleron, maybe they need another buff or something, I don't know. Purple devos aren't the best. PoE 1 has touch integration though, that's true. PoE 2 doesn't. PoE 1 has at least, that's true. Like the PoE armory, whatever it's called, is a very nice integration. That's true, that's true. So I guess PoE 1 like doesn't need it. The devil, but... Like, I don't know why PoE 2 doesn't have it, like it's weird. I don't get it. Makes no sense to me. Another Golden-born Greaves, nice, nice. Okay, we're just here for the shrine, we report back to the waypoint I just got earlier, and now what? I just like kill some more stuff here. I'm currently working on the Abomination. You give up on physical and piercing Grandon, you just don't like it. That's fair. I mean, you don't have to like every damage type. Many people don't like Lightning and Aether because of Arcane Bomb, for example, as well. Or run makes you sad. It's a cool devotion, like theme-wise, and also the proc's kinda nice. If you have a good procer. Like Guardians of Empyrean are like a really good procer, I think. You missed Torchlight? Like Torchlight 2? Like Torchlight like never really like clicked with me, to be fair. Like I guess I don't like the art style. Torchlight 2. I did try it out. Like I did play like a little bit of Torchlight. It was, I can see it being fun. For sure. Just never clicked with me. Okay. I didn't get like a huge damage upgrade in the last like 10 levels, right? I got like 65k instead of like 55k or like 58k, I guess. But the metal and the offhand are gonna be like the next big upgrades, but I need level 55 for them. Can I still get there today? Hopefully. I gotta kill Korvac first though. Korvac, save me. Korvac, save me. Alright, allo. Do not. And he died.
And so he was will answer when Dravis
When Dravis confronted me, he died. True. Okay, let's kill the sentinel here. Hello. Pew. Okay, he died. He did die, indeed. Trixie Eye is insane, single target compared to Panini. I mean, Panini is a lot better than before, but Trixie Eye is like even better. I don't even know like why Zenta like buffed Trixie Eye a second time. Like, we got like buffed once, I think, and I don't know. Okay, we're like definitely like running out of like options to put points now. I definitely would need to pick a second class now, but maybe next stream. Versus big Celestials, you just use the cooldown, right? And then run around in circles. Or you make like spam tanky and leechy enough to actually tank stuff. Which you can do too. It's definitely still like a lot scarier to play though. I can see it being better in softcore maybe, if you like play it well. If you like dodge everything perfectly. But you need to dodge, like with evade only, right? Otherwise, like, pretty much face tank. Right, that should be working as well. YouTube build guy with actual damage. Fuck off. You played my guys before, they were fine. What do you mean? Amber Comp, welcome, welcome. Robert Skinner, welcome on too. Just checking out your stream for the first time. I only played Grim Dawn for a little while. What's a fun starting build in this game? The most fun starting build is the one that you would like to play the most. That said, of course, you also want a build that's like viable, right, and feels good throughout like all phases of the game. What I would recommend you is check out, like for example, this playlist right here that I'm linking right now, or like this video right here, and then choose whatever you think looks cool, pretty much. Do I get better loot in hardcore? No. Hardcore does nothing for loot. Hardcore just makes you die in real life when you die in game. I mean, your character, like, it dies, right, for good if it dies. That's all it does. It's just like higher stakes for no reward, apart from getting high adrenaline boosts, I guess. The mobs get loot from you in hardcore. Yeah, they get your loot for good, and you lose all of your loot when you die. You even lose your character. Holy shit. What am I gonna pick of second class on this? I'm not gonna pick anything for now, that's kinda like the point of this. But I'm not gonna like continue playing the character after normal either for now. If I were to continue playing this character, so if I were to choose a second class, I would pick probably Oathkeeper. Because Oathkeeper is like the best, like the all-around best secondary for Greek Civil Eye, like for at least asset powered Greek Civil Eye. But you can also play Witch Hunter, which is really good for at least spam Greek Civil Eye too. So yeah, Nightblade or Oathkeeper, and I would generally rather suggest Oathkeeper because it's also like it's about the same I think for spam compared to Witch Hunter, maybe even like very very slightly worse when it comes to damage. But like definitely a bit tankier on the other side. When it comes to the cooldown version, right, if you use the focused gaze transmitter, then Oathkeeper like wins by a mile though, because Oathkeeper has cooldown reduction in the skill tree, in the exclusive, right, so that's like really really good. Also this is a chest we want to keep I think, and we sell everything else, just gotta like sell fast here for now, there we go. Yeah, we don't need any of this crap, right? Another pair of Golemborn Greaves. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, let's go back to the tomb. Okay, technical question. Is the added physical from McDrogan's Pact added to pets? Yes. The flat physical from McDrogan's Pact is added to pets, yes. Even though it doesn't say like to all pets, it still actually is to pets. That's yeah, some of the orders are a little weird, but yeah, it actually adds to pets too. Alright. I am sorry, my chosen, yeah. I am sorry, my daddy, but you have to die now. See ya. What's that? Oh. Death Knight? With a Gabagool ring? Ah, and I guess one is fine. Not even double Goddess rings. Ah, I think Goddess like is not that good on Death Knight actually. Death Knight has like shit regen, Like, you gotta play around Leech on Death Knight. Come, little human. How long do you think you shall last? I will make this quick. Come, little human. Alright, time to come. I mean to kill the guy. Huh? I'm gonna have energy problems. Probably, once again. Should have taken like another ectoplasm maybe. I do have like enough vitality rest right now. Could have ditched one for ectoplasm. One soul shard for ectoplasm. Okay, stage 1 down. I mean, stage 3 is like the only like scary one usually, if you have a good build. Everything before that is just spam your skill and kill the guy. Oh yeah, okay, you're already phasing again. Energy! Give me energy, okay. Come on, more energy. Okay, this stage though has like a couple scary attacks, like this thing can deal damage, I guess, and also his meteors can deal damage, I guess. Let's use a pot here, just like heal through it, and then we kill him before he even like does the meteors, because that's like when he gets invulnerable, and like that's like what actually like makes this fight like annoying and unnecessarily long. But yeah, just kill him, right? Okay, this is good damage, not gonna lie. This was very good damage, even without the like metal and offhand yet. And yeah, I mean damage is gonna be only better once we equip those. Pretty good, if you ask me. Pretty good. The build right now. Okay, we hand in the quests and then I'm unfortunately not gonna be level 55 yet, right? His count has been crushed. I mean, what? Count. Right, count? Cult? Cult. I think it's cult. Hand in the quests here too. Get some more XP. And we're pretty much ready to go to ultimate, but you would like to probably do something like farm some pants. You can farm pants from Hidden Path. I can like show you the first part, I guess, real quick, and then second and third part would also be nice to farm pants. And also you would need to make sure that all of your resistances, right, on the top row, say plus 50 in brackets. So everything is kind of dog shit right now, you would have to like work on everything here. And suffixes, second row rather, should like say plus 25. I think for 800 chaos it's not like that important to, let's say, plus 25. The second you go to ultimate, yes, you can like work on that a bit later. But yeah, first row needs to like say plus 50, and second row like these two at least. At least vitality should be like 25, which is fine, right? Like we need more Pierce and Elemental Rest right now. So we should like try to equip something with like Pierce and Eddy Rest, and maybe some more like Aether and Vitality Rest, Aether and Chaos Rest rather. Also like look if you can get some like resistances quickly at this point in devotions maybe, or what resistances your class gives you. Like Occultist gets what, Vitality, Chaos and Poison Rest. Well, all three of which, actually not Chaos, but like the other two are Some that I already have fixed for ultimate, so they are not really like of any use for me right now. But I could like try to get some more like, I don't know, where do you get elemental res? Like here, or here in Sailor's Guide, right? What does Abomination give me? Poison res is unlucky. Yeah, okay, that's unlucky. What does Hugo do? Hugo gives no res at all, right? Oh, 25 vitality? Also kinda unlucky. You can also like pick something like Crane, which has like a bunch of like resistances all across the resistances. There's 8% AD rest here, 8% here. Like ultimately you don't wanna like use devotions for resistances really, but to make it like a bit easier for you to get to ultimate difficulty, you should probably like, look at devotions too. And then of course augments, right? Like augments from all the factions. Like the honored, like once you're honored with a faction you can get some augments, and then once you're revered with a faction you can get even more augments. And those will make it like, holy shit, a triple rare, are you fucking kidding me? Those will make it like even easier for you to... What is this item, dude? They will make it like even easier for you to like cap your resistances. It's even blighted prefix, right? Like what the fuck? It's even good, right? Like, okay. Okay, we may like try out like a second guy as well real quick. And these are level 60 by the way, right? If you want to equip these are like level 60 usually if you're like farming them at this point. Also another thing you should do at this point is like refarm your like scepter, right? Like kill Sister Crimson again a bit for like maybe a new chest, a new like scepter. Maybe like try to, I mean you get to level 55 to like equip this offhand, right? Like this medal. And then like see where your resistances are at after that. And then like the character is like actually ultimate ready. And if you like still are missing some resistances, like try to fix the holes with like, you know, as I said, like augments or devotions. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna stop playing the character for now and continue a new character on the next stream, which is gonna be probably on Thursday. We're gonna probably play a Inquisitor next, I think. Or maybe like play some more Arcanists or more Occultists, depends like what you wanna see. But I think like Rune Inquisitor would be interesting, and then like... I wanna compare Rune Inquisitor to like Word of Pain, Stonebox Inquisitor. To Ignafar Inquisitor, I really don't think Ignafar is gonna be a good like leveling skill, even after buffs, like I really don't think so. Like it's gonna be slow as fuck, right? Like just they have to stand still. I don't know. How are you feeling about buff Grease versus buff Penalty? I think both are viable, like 100%. The one thing though that puts Streaks Evil Eye ahead of Penalty still right now is it just has better item support, right? Like Streaks Evil Eye, it's easier to get to 22 points, I think, than 26 points in Penalty. Because of like, well, more items that are easy to get, give like more points to Streaks Evil Eye than to Penalty. And you have like this offhand, which like gives you weapon damage. You have the Scepter, which gives you damage. Streaks Evil Eye also, I mean, Penalty also has an offhand, which is fine. But Penalty has no weapon, right? Like, not a single weapon for Penalty, it's kind of weird. And both have a medal, right? Both have a medal. Streaks Evil Eye on top has an amulet. Penalty has no amulet. Like, Penalty really needs like a MI weapon to be like on the same level as Streaks Evil Eye for leveling. For endgame, I think both are probably about the same now. Just add WASD and Carson who are moving to the league, yeah, just code it, right? Just code it, bro. And then Ignafar is fixed. Honestly, yeah, like all the channeling skills need WASD, to be fair. That would be a huge fix for them, not gonna lie. Penalty has a +4 crossbow. Yeah, but then you're not using the offhand, and it's a fucking crossbow, right? Shroud of Thorns. Okay, I mean this one's garbage, right? I mean, also this is like usually pet related and gives you like poisonous, so you really never want to farm this guy on Occultist, I think. Unless you're playing pets, maybe. But the other two are pretty good, right? This one is like good but ethical, and this one is kind of like good and unethical with the rolls, like holy moly. Alright, let's go stash the stuff and say goodbye for the character. To the character for now. Da, 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 da. All the good gear in there. I think I should like just have this stuff like on me right now actually. So I know like next time what to do with the character. Maybe here actually, so I can see the items properly. Okay, cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you around on the next stream, which is gonna be like on the next stream, the next day where I stream. It's gonna be probably a Thursday, but I'll let you guys know on Discord as always, so make sure to hop on there if you haven't already. Thank you so much for everybody watching. Thank you so much for all the follows, all the subs. Appreciate every single one of you being here. Have a nice evening. Have a nice day. Have a nice morning wherever you are. Bye. Oh yeah, maybe I should switch Lizard to Satyrs Guide for like more movement speed and elemental rest instead of the Pierce Rest. But I kind of need both of the resistances right now. Depends like what other gear I'm gonna like switch to, right? Depends.